Hello to all of you amazing web slingers. Welcome to Livin on the Edge, the podcast all about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. My name is Alec. I'm one of your hosts. I would plug my Twitter, but I got suspended. So
I was wondering what you were going to do for that section.
Yeah, I mean, I made a new one, but I'm not going to plug that just because.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Brian. I didn't get suspended, so you can follow me at Redo Reviews or BMDRLR on Twitter.
If you want to follow the podcast, which I mean, this is the end, so it's like. But you know, if you want to, because I don't think it's going to get taken down. But if you want to, it's at LOTE_podcast on Twitter. If you want to follow on Comics Ground on Twitter, you can go to @OnComicsGround. And if you go to the website, we post daily reviews, news, editorials, and all that jazz. So, as we've teased, this is the final episode of Livin on the Edge. Episode 50. We wanted to make it to here. So, just to explain why it's ending, Brian and I are super fucking busy. It comes. Yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I got work, and like, I get 2 days off a week if I'm lucky, and I want to spend those days just relaxing and not worrying about doing anything.
Yeah.
And not to say that this podcast is not fun to do, but it's also still work.
Yeah. Like, the problem is, like, you know, we wanted to have a consistent bi-weekly schedule, but we couldn't deliver on that just because, you know, first, you know, both of us were in school, then the pandemic happened, and I was still in school, and I still am in school, and you're working and stuff. So it's like, it's unfortunately.
We're never going to deliver on a consistent schedule, ever.
Yeah, unfortunately. And just like, unfortunately, we don't have like a lot of time to dedicate to writing stuff. So,
yeah.
You know, it's no bad blood or anything at all. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just that we've gotten super busy with our personal lives, and we got stuff to focus on. You know, we gotta move forward a bit.
I need to learn how to drive.
Wait, you don't have your license?
Nope.
This whole time we've known each other, I've never known.
Oh yeah, no, I got my permit back in high school, and then I went to Florida. So I never really got the chance to finish the test and get my license.
If you live in a city, like, you lived in Orlando, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like literally 2 minutes away from where I was.
So if you live in a city like that, then you're pretty golden. You don't need to drive anywhere.
Oh no.
Usually anything's.
I could walk and find like 7 restaurants right there.
Mm-hmm. I'm still jealous that you lived right next to a Wawa.
I did. That would have kept me alive.
Every fucking penny in my paycheck would have been gone because I would have just spent it on their pretzels and their cookies and cream milk. Yep. That's a real thing, and it's really fucking good. So if any of you live near a Wawa, you should try it. I'm hoping to go back to New Jersey this year. But there was another reason why we have decided to leave and why we haven't been doing as much earlier this year. I think it's time for me to announce this because, I mean, I have on Twitter already. You know the thing.
I do.
So, as I probably talked about before, I'm an actor. I've been acting my whole life, and, you know, my whole life I've wanted to get into movies because I want to be an actor and a writer and a director because I really want to make stuff and be in stuff. So last fall, early this year, I got very fortunate enough to get cast as an extra in a burp before the reveal, very on brand for me.
We gotta get that one last one in there.
One last one in there, yep. But I was very fortunate enough to be an extra in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, by the way, the only thing I can say about this movie is that I'm in it. Just because I'm in the trailer. Like, you can see me in the trailer.
Yeah, I scrolled back scene by scene to look for you too, and I finally saw you in the crowd shot.
Mm-hmm. Because the first scene that I'm in is, the scene where they're walking to school, and then the other one is this crowd shot in like the middle of the trailer. And the only reason I feel like it's okay for me to say this and not get sniped by Kevin Feige is because
you are there.
I am there, and also I looked on Facebook where like I found the casting list and whatnot, and a lot of people who were in it with me were saying like openly that they are in it. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't think they're gonna sue all of us. So
no, I'm pretty sure like if you are in a trailer, then it's fair game to say, hey, I'm in this movie.
Yeah, like even if it's not the clearest shot of you, you can be like, hey, that's me, because that's literally me. It's funny because when I tweeted it out, some people didn't believe me. Like, I got this one guy who commented like this whole paragraph about calling me a liar and shit like that, and put a Jennifer Lawrence gif where it's like, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm like, first of all, why would I lie about being some random guy in the background? Why would I lie about that? Like,
if I wanted to lie about being in a movie, I'd lie about being one of the main characters.
Exactly. Like, I just... some people were even asking, like, who was that you circled? I'm like, did you not read the tweet? Like, I don't know. Also had some K-pop stans quote tweet me because they like to be vicious towards anybody who they don't know. So that was fun. I think two of them were just like private quote tweets, so I couldn't see. But
oh yeah, those are the real ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know That's when you know you got to people when you see your retweets and your replies. You can't actually see any of them.
Yep. But it's been nice because the overwhelming majority has just been support, and so I'm if any of you listening follow my new Twitter, and have said congratulations, thank you, because it was really awesome. And again, that is all I can say about it, because I've had people asking me, how did I get cast? How are Toby and Andrew in it? And I'm like, y'all.
These are questions that you literally are legally not allowed to answer to anyone.
Besides, they were kind of answered already.
Right?
Are we going to talk about that? I think, okay, forewarning, we're going to also, among the topics for this, we're going to also be talking about stuff that may have been leaked from the movie. So, if you don't want to know, then maybe don't listen if you don't want to know. But I feel like most people know, just because the internet is the internet, and everybody believes that if they find out something, then that means it's okay to share it. I mean, hell, I'm guilty of this. So
yeah.
God, that Kindred thing still haunts me. Anyway, but yeah, we're giving you a forewarning. So genuinely, if you don't want to, I don't know. Basically, if you don't want to see it,
spoiler warning,
or hear it, for forewarning, if you don't want to know about certain people who may be in the movie or certain looks of people in the movie, then don't listen in. But yeah, that's just all I wanted to say, because we wanted to give you a better warning than some people on Twitter would give you.
Where they just post full photos and screenshots of everything in the movie.
Yeah. Ooh. But we do have a lot to talk about because it has been an entire summer since we've recorded an episode.
Yeah, I checked on because I'm pretty sure the last episode we recorded, I was on my phone then as well, and I saw my recording thing, and it was like back in May.
Yeah. It was when we talked about the return of cinema, aka Venom 2, which
That's right, that's what it was.
Which is our first topic, but before that we have some like little tidbits to discuss. Because again, a lot has happened.
Yep.
So, here's what we're gonna say. ASM bad right now.
ASM very bad.
They did a bad thing. They did a very bad thing that has horrible implications. Just God, why? Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so full disclosure, I have not read the full issue. I don't believe you have either, correct?
Yeah, no, I have not.
Okay, so yeah, we don't have like the full context because honestly we don't really care. But we've seen a page in which it is revealed that the entire reason that Norman Osborn went crazy, became the Green Goblin, and hates Harry is because he made a deal with Mephisto to do it. Why?
So yeah, Norman was abusive because the devil made him do it. Not really the best message you want to send.
Steve Ditko would be proud.
He's rolling. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too insulting to Nick Spencer, but how did you start off on such a big high and then just nosedive that at a perfect 90-degree angle? Like, how?
It is insane because I still, like, even now, will maintain that everything pre-Hunted is good. Like, before Craven happened and we got bigger Craven and Liquid Craven, like, all that, it was good. But then after that, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah. I did like Hunted, mainly because, like, I thought that the unique thing about it was that, hey, we know that this is, like, Craven's last hunt, so we're going to play into that. Then Nick Spencer made that his shtick for the entire fucking run.
That's the problem. Like, it worked fine with Hunted because, like, it's a Craven story. Of course, we're going to talk about Last Hunt. Are you, like, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But the entire rest of the run is Nick Spencer going up to you and dangling his collection of Spider-Man comics in front of you, going, remember the 80s? The 80s, remember them? Roger Stern, his run was really good. Remember that? Remember
J.M.
Peter
DeMatteis.
David? Yeah, remember him, although he was 2000s, he doesn't count, fuck him. But remember, like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking JMS, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Either way, remember them, remember that, remember how good that time was for Spider-Man, remember
Child of Finn?
And then he just gets more depressed as it goes on, and it's like, this is just sad.
It is, it's like, to me, this is like a bigger failure than, like, I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to be too harsh because I've never met Nick Spencer as a person.
As far as I'm aware, Nick Spencer is the most, like, nicest guy I'm ever going to be in life. But that's never going to happen because I'm some dude on the internet and he's a professional comic writer.
And we're saying mean things about his book.
Which, I do feel kind of bad because Spencer got a lot of flack for Hydra Cap back in the day. Like, it drove him off social media.
Didn't he do it around a time that was really not good? Because wasn't it like the anniversary of either Kirby or someone else?
Probably.
Like, I don't know, that just is really, I don't know. I'm not trying to say he's the worst person ever or he's even a bad person at all. I'm just saying, like, it was that was not great timing, and
Yeah,
also just
no, the timing and just everything around Hydra Cap was just it did it no favors.
because they marketed it horribly by saying that no, this is a real Steve Rogers. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's what screwed it over. Because I understand not wanting to spoil your big story event that you're going to be doing in a year or two, but at the same time, you need to reassure fans, don't worry, the Steve you guys like will be back. We're
like the
just doing a thing for now.
like advertise that it's a commentary on what America actually is. Like,
Yeah, because
that's what they
that is
should have
what
done.
Secret Empire kind of was, but didn't really succeed.
It's like, hey, here's a bunch of action figures clocking together again.
But,
Ugh.
but why? Like, the biggest problem with that whole event is all the heroes blaming themselves for what happened when, no, it's the fucking Nazis. Go fight the Nazis, not yourself.
Yeah. Ugh, God. But yeah,
Tony, I don't care that you're still sad about Civil War. Go punch Zemo.
God. But yeah, like we said, we're not even trying to like indicate anything about Spencer. It's just that
No.
this run started off really well, and then just got more and more really very obviously using the 80s as a crutch and thinking it's being very smart with the whole ooh hoo haha Harry, everybody always suspects it's you, so of course it was you. And then also destroying his character by having him being like, okay, I'll kill you, MJ, even though he made a whole point that I would never do that. But then again, there is, Harry in a cell with Carly Cooper, so maybe that's the real Harry. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm going to check on the Marvel Wiki and look at Kindred's page to see if anything has changed.
Watch it be Gwen Stacy.
God, I look up Kindred and all I get is Harry Osborn or 616.
Did you see the panel of Harry Osborn's corpse with the wave still intact?
Yes, they are a part of his skull. God damn it!
There you
I'm
go.
telling you, the
It's just his
Osborn
brain.
waves are just built in.
They're just a fucking growth. It's when you get super smart from watching too much Rick and Morty.
All right, let's see. Okay, so order the web, blah blah blah. Get past last remain. Who's confused? How to increase that person? Blah. He's confused why he had powers. Okay. Climate. Centipede. Blah blah. Physical.
It's just like very confusing. Like, just I don't know. Why not just have it be one person and commit to that?
Yeah, okay, so it seems there's just another Harry.
Probably either pre One More Day Harry or post One More Day Harry. I don't know which one is which. Probably pre One More Day Harry, but even then he redeemed himself at the end, so why?
But if it's pre More Day Harry, no, if it's pre One More Day, then he wouldn't be like evil anymore because he gave up on that.
Yeah. So it's just why? Ugh. Pain.
I'm trying to figure out what the deal is, and I'm just like, what is? Okay, so hang on. So I'm appearing, Sonic Enemy, Console Kindred, himself, Cemetery, Game Plan against Peter, Think for Sins, Miseries Abroad, All the Loved Ones, blah blah blah, Playing Strings, Kindred, Facilitate, Mendelstrom's Threat, and Stereo. Okay, so there's just another Harry in Paris that he stole, that he like captured and put in a prison cell. I don't know where that Harry came from.
What?
I don't understand.
Okay, so then maybe the only thing I can think that was actually pre One More Day Harry who tried to turn over a new leaf or something. I don't. But that would. Oh God, Jesus, fuck, this hurts. Okay, we gotta
Oh,
end
hey,
this.
apparently Max Dillon came back to life, I guess, because everyone was begging for him.
He's going to chase that spider. He's going to catch that. Let's go catch a spider. That's the thing. That's the thing he says in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He also says it's my birthday, so it's time for me to light my candles.
He does say that. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what his.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Can we lay this thing to rest? Finally.
I'm begging for Spencer's run to end, and that's just it.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and tuck this one in the bed and then put the pillow over it and then be done with it?
Yep. I'm smothering it right now. Don't worry.
All right, good. So, when the run was announced to be ending with Sinister War, I think we were both pretty excited because we're like, okay, cool. It's not going to be another 10-year run. They're finally being like, okay, let's not go for another 50 issues. And, we're getting a new run. We're getting a new story. And, it does an interesting thing.
New.
Because, okay, well, let's say the first things that, before we get to the big elephant in the room about it, let's say, like, there's a big writers team. There's like 3 or 5 writers on it, which is very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting that they're doing this for an Amazing Spider-Man run, because usually they want to give it to one
Brand New Day, I think.
Yeah, usually they want to give it to one dorky white guy.
Dan Slott's already busy destroying Fantastic Four.
Oh God,
I feel so bad for Fantastic Four fans. Yeah. Like, they waited years for a new run, and this is what they get.
I hope that the MCU just takes nothing from his run at all whatsoever, just out of spite.
Okay, take Ben and Alicia's marriage, and that's it.
That's it.
Everything else can get, which it is confusing to me that it took till 2020 for those two to get married, because they've been a thing since the 60s.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird.
Whatever. Good on you, Slaw. You had one good idea. Now please leave. Oh God, he bolted himself in the office. We can't get him out.
Oh no. Oh God, but yeah. So we have Saladin Ahmed, we have Kelly Thompson. There's one I forgot. What was his name? A lot of people like him. I think he did Moon Knight. Is it Jed MacKay?
I think it's Jed MacKay. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot the others, but basically there's a big writers group of very, very talented, very, very beloved writers. And they have a bunch of artists too. I don't know the artists, but the art looks good.
In there as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, Zeb Wells, yeah. But the art looks good.
Yeah, hang on. It's the writers are Zeb Wells, Kelly Thompson, Saladin Ahmed, Cody Ziegler, and Patrick. Okay, Patrick Gleason's not a writer. Hang on.
Yeah, he's the artist. Okay, so yeah, it is Patrick Gleason.
Yeah, which I'm glad that he's sticking around.
Because, like, God, let me get redemption for this run I got stuck with.
Yeah,
because Ryan Otley wanted to leave.
Yeah, where I showed up for like a week. I was there for the 2099 arc, and then I came back like a year later.
I think he's still doing art for it. I think he's the main artist for it. Like how
Bagley took over.
Bagley took over for some issues, but Bagley did Sins Rising.
Oh, okay, so Gleason's now just the artist. Okay, that's good. Because honestly, he's a great artist for Spider-Man.
He is. I love his design for Peter.
Same.
It's very good. But so really good opportunity to refresh Peter Parker and wash the taste out of that mouth.
Oh, you fool.
So y'all know how the big thing about Spencer's run was that Peter and MJ are back together, and the final issue, the cover of that is the two of them swinging off into the sunset.
Well,
So
no.
Peter's fucking dead. Well, not
But
dead,
he's in a
quote
coma.
unquote. He's in a fucking coma with MJ by his side because they gotta punish Peter for being monogamous again. Because Cebulski is like, wait, Peter can't have a girlfriend because all the readers don't have girlfriend. Anyway,
he's supposed to be an incel, like I read him in the 60s.
Like, that's the thing. I'm not gonna go on a big anecdote about this, but that's the thing I hate the most is that they're like, Peter has to be single because that's relatable, and it's like, yeah, to like, not to everybody though. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm fucking single, and even I'm sick of seeing him be single.
It's annoying.
It's annoying. Like, the obvious answer to that is right there. Like, but so now Peter's in a coma, and they need someone to step up to be Spider-Man again while Peter's out. So, unlike the one who is still Spider-Man and, has been built up to be Peter's successor, like his actual fucking successor that he mentions for over a decade, the one that he has said in the past run that you're going to be the one to step up and be the main Spider-Man when I'm gone. It's fucking Ben Reilly.
Yeah, which Miles gets ready to step up. And then C.P. Cebulski runs up behind him on the building and tackles him off the roof as Ben Reilly takes his place.
Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of people love Ben Reilly. And I'm not going to say that I'm not here to shit on anybody's connection with him as a character.
No. I totally understand why people like Ben and that he does have fans. I'm just not one of those people.
Because honestly, in my opinion, he's just Peter Parker but blonde and a bit more grunge. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's Peter with even more angst and Pinocchio syndrome.
Yeah.
That's
like
that's kind of all he's got going for him, in my opinion.
Like, like he's just not as cool as someone like Kane or Miles. Now, Kane being Spider-Man, I would be interested in seeing.
Yeah, because even though it should still be Miles, no question, Miles should be the one doing this. Kane would still have at least some interesting stories in there.
But
you could get 2 or 3 arcs out of that.
Yeah. But you've done all you could with Ben. You showed that 20 years ago when his whole stint didn't take. And also it's just sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Ben has not been relevant since he came back. He was in Spider-Geddon, and then he just disappeared until he suddenly showed up again in, I think, the latest Iron Man run, alongside a bunch of other C-listers that no one cared about. And then that was it.
Just
apparently that was supposed to be the marking for his big grand return as Spider-Man.
It would have been cool because we've never seen Kane as Spider-Man, but Marvel's doing their whole stint of remember the 80s and 90s. The 80s and 90s, though, like you said earlier.
Yep.
So
Spencer was all about remember the 80s. Now we're getting into remember the 90s.
The worst era in comics for Peter.
Well, for many heroes.
Yeah,
I think the only ones that thrived creatively in that time were the X-Men.
Yeah, because
that was kind of it.
And I'm just gonna say, here's the thing. This thing has not come out yet, so
as far as I'm aware, this is the most beautifully crafted Spider-Man story there's ever been.
Yeah, it could be a huge thing about why Ben just isn't Spider-Man. and how here's what I would love about it is if it shows like, hey, is if Miles is a big character in the run or is like a main character and is like, hey, why is Ben taking up this mantle when I've been here like this whole time and you were off in Las Vegas dicking around with a gun? Like,
why is the white blonde guy taking my spot?
literally, like,
All he's
that
missing
would
are the
be,
blue eyes.
yeah, oh god, like literally, it's like that would be the smartest thing to do to really show, hey, Ben, like, you know, he'll still be around as Scarlet Spider because in essence that's him. Like,
Yeah, that is his thing. Like, his design with the hoodie is fantastic.
it is.
Like, he is a cool drawing.
Like,
That's about it.
Scarlet Spider is more himself, and Spider-Man is just him taking another position. And you ask, well, like, what about Miles? Well, Miles became Spider-Man when Peter Parker was dead. Like,
Yeah,
when there was no one else
he
who could.
became Spider-Man out of necessity.
Yeah, like Ben did because Peter let him because of some stupid clone shit. Because Peter
Yeah.
thought he was the real clone.
Which,
Dumb, but like that the thing that like me well that like a lot of people are probably nervous about is just like do we really want to tell the story of Peter Parker is down and out, we need someone to step up and take on all of his villains. Hey Miles, step out of the way, the white blonde guy is behind you who's been dicking around doing nothing for years after being a villain.
our Aryan hero is here.
Oh god. Oh,
I'm gonna lean into this because that's what it really feels like.
It does. Like, it's so like, and again, here's the thing: Saladin Ahmed is on. He does very, very well. He gets Miles, so there's a huge chance that this is the point of the story, that Ben is kind of stepping in, where in essence others have already filled in. Like,
Like, hey, dude, you've been gone for like 30 years. There's already way more spider people than you who have filled
yeah,
this role better.
like, and I know there are Ben fans who would say otherwise, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like that's just a different of taste, and that's fine. But it's like Ben already has his own shtick. He already has his own persona. He already has his own identity. Like,
And like,
as Ben
admittedly,
Riley,
Kane kind of stole his name, but I would argue Kane is way cooler as Scarlet Spider anyway. But don't worry about that.
also Ben was dead for 10 years, so it's like,
Yeah, like, I've been saying this for a while now. Ben Riley has no reason to exist anymore because Miles is the better Spider-Man and Kane is the better clone.
yeah,
Because Kane has way more going on with his thing of being a clone because he's like different and wrong and like he isn't an exact copy of Spider-Man in every way.
yeah,
As opposed to Ben, who had to dye his hair so you could tell them apart.
yeah. It's literally just like he has some more angst, sure, but he does the same shit that Peter does, like powers and quips and shit. Like
The
that's the whole
only
point.
new thing Ben brought to the table was the idea of impact webbing.
Which,
That was it.
admittedly good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like, I like that. Cool gadget. But that's kind of all he brought as Spider-Man. That was like
Yeah.
different.
Honestly, yeah.
And also just a shit ton of virtual reality, because for some reason in the 90s we really liked virtual reality when we had no idea what it was.
Yeah. It's just sorry, I just like I just saw more people trying to defend the Faye Valentine like Not like defending their stance that it's wrong that an actress should be comfortable in her costume.
Yeah, okay.
So we're not going to get into that because it's just
That's
even some cosplayers have started dunking. Even some cosplayers have started dunking on the actress, and it's like, why? Like someone shared a tweet where it was like of a cosplayer like just being like, I don't know much about the situation, but I'm just gonna say I can do squats in this outfit, and it's like, cool, good for you. You're not running at Mach speed, firing guns and beating up people. So
you can also like take off your costume whenever you want.
Yeah.
Like actively make yourself more comfortable. You can't do that on a set.
I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not gonna say anything about like experiences because this can't even be. This doesn't have to just apply to my experience on my home. I also filmed another thing this past summer, which I'm not gonna say, but like being on the set is fucking hard. It's hard. Like, okay, for my theater nerds out there, do you know what tech rehearsal is? Basically, you're there for 11 hours and just stopping and going the whole time. That's filming.
Yep.
That's literally filming. You are stopping and going all the time. You're resetting up shots. You're having to stand around for hours at a time. And you get tired, you get thirsty, you get sweaty, especially if you're outside. It's like
you got to make sure that when you do another take, you got to be standing exactly where you were in the last one. Otherwise, it's on.
So it's just very fucking annoying to see people who don't know anything about film or costume design for film being like, why isn't she wearing the 25% layer of clothing? Because it's not an animation where clothing can bend to an animator's will. I just... God, that whole fuck. Like I said earlier on Twitter, it's very, very like apparent that people only watch this shit for sexual reasons. Because if they care this much, and if it's a deal breaker, then it's kind of clear that they didn't really care about the story to begin with. Look at me, they're making me defending a fucking anime adaptation in Hollywood.
God, what have they done to you? Like I'll say, like, I'm asexual. She looks hot in the show. Like, she looks fucking gorgeous.
Like, literally, I see them just like, you're saying that, I don't know, like, I'm not trying to make a prudish point at all. It's just that, like, I don't know, people just need to chill the fuck out, especially when a trailer hasn't come out yet, because a lot of people are trying to pass it off as, oh, we're not mad that she's not half naked, we're mad that her using sexuality is a big part of her character. And it's like, okay, cool, she can still do that.
Yeah.
Like,
very easily.
She's not wearing a pantsuit. Like, I don't know.
It's wearing leggings.
Literally, like, people.
All right, we need to get back to Spider-Man.
Yes, I just saw that, so I was just like, okay, last episode, I'm gonna do a little mini rant about how gross people are. Ben Riley. Ben Riley. There's many ways this run could go well. This run could be, like you said, this run could be the best piece of Spider-Man media ever. It could be the best story ever. It's still very, and it could still do that story of Ben and Miles and who is Peter's actual successor. But the nervous thing is,
and that's when Mayday jumps to a portal and says, "It's me." I would clap.
Where's she been this whole time?
I think she's just back on her Earth with like her younger brother.
Good for her. She's not
Isn't
involved
her
in any
dad like the new Weaver or something?
He's a new other, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think they got fixed. He's just a new other now.
Fuck that. Whenever we get back to her, can we just pretend that didn't happen?
No, unfortunately, Spider-Geddon did very much happen. Although thankfully, I've been going back to that.
Though?
I mean, Moreland's still alive somehow and not turned in. Okay, no, he's still. I thought that he was turned into a baby, but he wasn't. He was just hauled off into.
Yeah, he just got away, I guess.
Yeah, like after Peter beat him, they just hauled him off into like prison, and then he escaped somehow. But his family's babies.
Turned into a baby.
Yeah, but yeah, again, like this could go well. It could go very well, and with Solid and Ahmed on the team, and with Kelly Thompson, and with good writers, I'm hoping it is. But it's still very like not the best foot forward to be like, hey, we're doing a story about who Peter's successor is going to be when he's gone.
And
it's
we just
the white blonde guy.
We dug up the guy from 30 years ago
and put a new suit on him where the spider JPEG has just moved a couple spaces to the right.
Yeah.
It does look cool though. I can't lie. I do like the suit.
I said that his new suit wasn't cool because it is. Like, it's a simplified version of his 90s, like, Spider-Man suit.
I don't like the backwards, just... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to continue on the Miles thing of, like, it should be him, though.
Yeah. It really should, and hopefully that's where the run will lead to, because if they're smart about it, that would be the thing they'd want to address, because it is the big elephant in the room. But, yeah. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, like, the one thing I can say is that the base concept of Peter is gone for now, so there's a new Spider-Man, is a good one, because Peter needs at least a year break as a character.
Yeah,
because we've run out of ideas.
We really have.
Shown. We just keep going back to the 80s.
Like, Peter needs a break. This is just if this is going the way that they're putting their foot forward as, I'm not here for it, and I don't think I'm going to read the next run unless I see that, hey, we're bringing in Miles and we're doing a whole Ben versus Miles thing, because that's interesting.
Yeah, I might check out the first issue, and if it just feels like it's, hey, look at the white blonde guy be Spider-Man, fuck Miles, then I'm out.
Yeah. I was hoping it would be, of course I wanted somebody more unknown, but if I was going to go with the ideas in my head that I thought Marvel would go with, I was thinking either Donny Cates or Scott Snyder, because both have proclaimed how they wanted to do Spider-Man and both have a plan for Spider-Man. I still want to see Donnie's run on Spider-Man at some point, because I think he writes Spider-Man very well. Especially in that one, I think, was it by him or Zdarsky, the one with him talking to the giant spider? Do you remember? It was a mini comic.
I think it was Zdarsky, but I could be totally wrong.
Because I thought I saw it was Donny Cates, but I don't know. But even in his Venom
run... It
run,
sounds like something either one of them would totally do.
It was the one where he's talking to the spider, and the spider's like, Peter, everything dies.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, spiders only live like a week, right? And he's like, huh?
Yeah.
That's the most dark comedy shit I've ever seen.
It was very somber, even though the whole was very comedic.
It's just, Pete, everything dies. And then they just stand there.
I want a run for Spider-Man to do a thing like Doctor Who does, where it teases the death a lot. Like, not like Ultimate Spider-Man, where they're like, hey, the story is the death of Spider-Man. But, like, you know how, like, the 11th Doctor and the 10th Doctor, they really, like, in their last seasons, they, like, really played into that their deaths are coming and it's unavoidable. I want to see Peter get into a Fort Knox situation.
Oh, yeah.
Where he gets, like, he fights for his life in the biggest final battle ever, and then he thinks he's won and that he's alive, and then something happens that he, like, heard about or some shit. Maybe that would be seen as, like, ripping off, but maybe something a little less obvious where he's like, damn, okay, this is it. This is everything that my life has been leading to. I think that would be a good way for Peter to die.
Yeah.
But they're never going to do it because he makes too much money.
Yeah. Also, you're turning into a robot.
Hold on one sec.
Yep. Apologies, technical difficulties, they happen. I'm not one to talk. I'm doing this on my fucking phone. Let's see, but yeah, Spider-Man Beyond. I hate everything about it so far, and I'm not looking forward to just whatever they do. Hello.
Better now?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Technical difficulties. Hello?
Now?
Say that again?
Do I sound better now?
Yes. Much.
I don't know why, but Discord decides that if my microphone's been plugged in for too long, that it's just gonna fucking not. It's
Oh, yeah.
robot.
Yeah.
So Dasti is now gone, so the backup is gone. But
Oh.
let's just try to run through as as gracefully as possible. But
Yeah.
all in all, Beyond not very excited for it.
No. I don't care.
Yeah. So
That's all I got.
So Venom 200, the end to Cates' run. Very good. Very, very good.
Okay, I'm glad you read it because I didn't.
Oh.
I just never got around to it. Please spoil for me. I don't care.
So Eddie's God now, and not only is he God, but he's a fucking old man now. Like,
I have seen that.
Yeah, being God has turned him into a fucking old man. Like, he has a cane and shit. Like, he's literally become Dr. Manhattan. It's so funny.
Oh god. Is he doing a thing where it's like December 25th, 19 blah blah blah, and I am blah blah blah.
Yes, but not through like time, but like he's with the Avengers like at a meeting, and then he laughs and he's like, "Oh, I'm with Peter at lunch. He just told a funny joke." Because
all right, you know what? That's pretty great.
Because he has like a bunch of symbiotes.
He can talk through all of them.
Yeah, like he can appear as himself through all of them and talk to all of them. And what's cool is that they do a throwback to Absolute Carnage issue 1, where Peter's like, "You want me to take this one?" When a guy robs the diner, and he's like, "Go for it." They do a different callback where Eddie's like, "Okay, I got this." And he throws his cane at the guy, and the cane becomes a symbiote and like traps him to the wall. So
there good. You go. That's great.
It's so good. But so there's that, and Flash is back. He is back. He's in hiding.
Yay.
But now they're doing like a secret invasion thing with symbiotes. Like it's like basically people are getting symbiotes because, to help their illnesses. Like, which is, good. Ellie's doing some good with that because he's helping people. But like there are people, there's like a group of people, I don't remember what they're called, but they're people who are like, it's very clearly like a racist, but for symbiotes.
Because are they kind of like are they like a new life foundation kind of?
Kind of. I don't know if they are, but like they're like the purifiers and how they're like anybody who has a symbiote is potentially a new null or some shit like that. So they're trying to kill people who have symbiotes. And Flash protected them because he's still anti-Venom. So I think that's going to be his story going forward whenever they greenlight an anti-Venom book or something like that, is that he's going to be helping people who have symbiotes.
That might be happening in Extreme Carnage or whatever it's called.
I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not going to read that, to be honest.
All I know is that Scream is now Silence, and she got a new look, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, instead of the yellow, she's like white.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to see that. But, yeah, so that's his whole thing. And Dylan is going to school in New York, and his bully is Kenny Kong.
Oh, that's great.
Like they brought Kenny Kong into canon.
Brought him in.
And he has like this whole vision where he beats Kenny Kong within an inch of his life, but that was just like a dream sequence, and he gets beaten up by Kenny Kong. And what's cool is that the Venom symbiote, like, you know, the actual Venom symbiote, is his dog that walks him to school.
That's cool.
Yeah, and also, this is like probably one of my favorite moments. He told him his name, like the symbiote told Dylan his name, and Dylan just started crying.
Oh,
like that.
Did we get to hear it?
I don't think we do.
Okay.
It's like Doctor Who, where it's like,
you know what? That's fine. Actually, I like that.
But now, Dylan is the new Venom, like the new, like, you know, classic Venom, because like, no, he's not. He doesn't look like a little kid. It's like that one Power Ranger kid who just turns taller when he morphs.
God, the Turbo, it's so bad.
But like Venom is like a lot bigger, and he also has chains on his arms, which is so fucking cool.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And Eddie gives Dylan his blessing. Like, you think Eddie's gonna be like, "No, you can't do this." But he's like, "No, I knew this is gonna happen, and you're the perfect person to do it." Because I think he says something like, "You know, the symbiote healed me, so it'll do the same for you," or something like that. Yeah. And it's nice. It's like a big family. Like, it's cool. Kind of sweet. Like, as much as Simbrock shippers hated this run, I think it ended in a way that's pretty, you know, literally them as a married couple. So it's like,
pretty much.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yes, and I do think Al Ewing is taking over Venom.
He is, yeah.
Future. Like, Al Ewing and Donny Cates basically swap books because Cates is taking over Hulk when he's done.
That's cool. I wonder what Al Ewing's going to
do. Doing the art for that.
Which, nice.
Good shit, because that's exactly the good style for Hulk, is big, cartoony, buff men punching everything to death.
And very pointy.
Yes.
But, yeah, no, I have no clue what Al Ewing's run is going to do. They teased it where some booming voice says, "Eddie, count your blessings, like, say goodbye, like, say I love you to your loved ones, because it's all going to be gone soon." So there's going to be Space Satan number 2 out there or some shit like that.
Boy, we need another Cosmic Satan. We don't have enough.
I really don't know how they're going to go further here, because I expected the new run to just be about Dylan, but
right?
I don't know.
No, I've seen the cover. Al Ewing's taking this shit to space.
Yeah. Which I'm excited to see what that is, because I want to see more of Dr. Manhattan, Eddie. That's cool.
Right.
I just love the concept of Eddie, just an ordinary guy who has Dr. Manhattan's powers, essentially. Like, I think that's
it's
cool.
Like, what if Dr. Manhattan wasn't an asshole and kept his humanity?
Yeah, it's interesting, so I'm excited to see that, but I don't think we have any other news or comics to talk about.
Yeah, not really.
There's something I thought about, but I don't know if that's like an actual... I forgot what it was. Maybe I'll think about it later, but Venom Let There Be Carnage. There was a second trailer for it, and it's also delayed to October 15th.
Yep.
Some were saying it was going to get delayed again to January, but that was debunked, and I think they're holding fast to that, because even if movies don't make as much money as they used to, I just don't think they're going to delay again, because
no.
I mean, they might do day and date stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's like, we can't keep pushing this back. We've invested too much. And also, October is a very good month to have a Venom movie.
It is. I mean, that's how the first one did so well.
Yep.
But that new trailer came out a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna be honest, it's actually a good trailer. Like, I liked it a lot more than the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I think the arc being set up between Eddie and Venom is kind of weak, because I thought we already went over this.
Yeah, the Eddie Venom dynamic already feels much worse, in my opinion. A big thing for that is because his voice is different now. Because
it sounds so much worse.
Yeah, because the guy who did the voice in the first movie passed away, unfortunately.
Oh no, I thought it was Tom Hardy who did it in the first one.
I think his voice is in there somewhere, but there was another guy who did it as well, but he wasn't credited.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy did a lot of uncredited voice work, which is, but yeah,
damn.
He passed away, so now Venom sounds much worse.
Yeah, like it just sounds like gargling a bunch of marbles while your cheeks are filled with peanut butter.
Pretty much.
I just think like how the new trailer starts out with like, Eddie, we should be out there snacking on bad guys, and it's like, isn't that what y'all agreed upon? Like, don't y'all have a system where like you?
Yeah.
Eddie's like, hey, we're going to. This is how it's gonna work. I'll let you eat people, but it's only gonna be bad people.
Yeah.
But
no.
Now
Eddie's like, no, actually, being a cannibal is freaking me out.
So now Venom calls him a loser again. Which I'm just like, we already went over this. Like, don't do this again, please. But okay, I don't know how, but I'm starting to get won over on Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
He's getting to me.
Like, I see him in the trailer, I'm just like, okay, I kind of vibe with this. I kind of...
Yeah.
Like, the thing I respect about this movie is that it's not lying in its advertisement. Like the first movie did.
This movie knows what it is.
It knows what people enjoyed the first movie for, and it's like, we're going to deliver that tenfold. So I think Goofy Cletus is fine as long as he's a threat. Yes. And he very much is a threat. Like, I love this part when he bites Eddie's hand and he's like, I've tasted blood before and that is not it. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. I don't care. That's cool.
Yeah.
So now that we've seen more of his Carnage design, what do you think?
It's definitely a lot better than the first trailer made it look.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the red was more vibrant and that there was some more black. But other than that, like, that's Carnage.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of that issue is that they're keeping it in very low lighting, obviously for budget reasons.
Yes.
But it's just like, I don't know, make him a bit more brighter. Because, I mean, they showed a statue of him and you see there's like a big distinction between the red and the black. And I'm like, that actually looks cool. Can I see that in the movie instead of yellow lighting that makes him look more brown? Like,
can I see that color on the movie and not on a Funko Pop?
Yeah, I don't know, but the two shots I really liked are of him in the church where the tendrils come out and you see just a bunch of slime dangling off of them. Yep. Like, I'm like, that's what I wanted to see from the first movie. I wanted to see shit that made it look organic, like,
and gross.
Yeah, like they did some of that with the practical symbiotes, or at least the symbiotes as themselves, when they just looked like blobs of meat with tiny little tendrils. But seeing this, I'm just like, that's what I wanted to see. That looks cool. Like, there are some shots that look kind of goofy, and I'm like, okay, that's they didn't really put as much money into this, but I think you can tell overall that they have a bigger budget, and I think that part, the part where he just opens up his chest so the bullets don't even hit him, not even as if they're gonna hurt him, just to flex on them. Like, that's cool.
Like, my favorite detail in this movie is with Eddie, Venom like envelops over him, but with Cletus, he becomes Carnage. Like, he morphs.
Here's the thing. This was my version of Carnage in middle school. This is exactly my version of Carnage in middle school. Because I told you about how I wanted to do an adaptation of Ultimate Spider-Man, and the big difference would be that Cletus Cassidy is Carnage instead of Carnage just being a big mass of Peter's DNA.
And that the symbiote thinks it's Cletus, but it's just
So it like puts on his form, but then it will transform, and it just looks like him becoming it. So like seeing that, I feel like they're doing that because, I think they're doing a thing where Cletus is like half symbiote instead of him having his own symbiote. Because to be fair, I don't think in this context of this universe that it would really work for Venom to just poop out a little baby and then it finding its way into prison.
Like it's not going to work the same.
Yeah, so I think it's cool that they're doing this where it's like he ingests Eddie's blood and that like transforms in Cletus. It makes more sense why Carnage and Cletus are one identity and like instead of Venom where it's two different identities.
Yeah.
But also the part where he just shoves his tongue down the guy's throat. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
he's already more brutal than the first one.
Yep. Like that. This is everything I wanted from the last one.
Yeah. This is like I'm seeing this. I'm like, if I was shown this in 2018, I would have probably been like, okay, Sony, you got me.
Yep.
But I think those shots of like Eddie, not Eddie, but of like Cletus and Shriek 2 are pretty cool. I'm excited to see what her role in the movie is, because
I want to know what the hell she's going to be doing.
Because I'm guessing I'm guessing the thing is that Cletus is not weak to sound if he's teaming up with her. So
like maybe in Cletus's case he's weak to lightning.
Yeah, either lightning or fire.
Yeah,
it would be cool to see them incorporate the electricity stuff in, because I always thought that was cool in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, because the sound weakness was always a thing, just because like we need a way for Spider-Man to be able to fight these guys.
Yeah,
and like he can't just punch them, so we need to come up with something that Spider-Man can do in order to actually fight Venom or Carnage.
Yeah. I do respect the 90s cartoon for being specific that it's sonic sound, like very, very high frequency sound. That's like super loud and high frequency.
Yeah. Like they were very consistent with it has to be sonic level. Like it can't just be you scream really loud and that's enough to annoy him.
Yeah. So I definitely think that they're going to make it that it's like either fire or electricity that weakens him. But I also really liked, like, I do like he says something like, I'm not a crazy man. But I don't remember what he said after that. He's like, I'm not a crazy man. I'm just a doodle one or something like that. But the way they're setting up the relationship between Cletus and Eddie, I'm very interested to see what happens. Because it's like he wants to build a family, like in Maximum Carnage.
What?
Why wasn't this movie called Maximum Carnage when they're literally doing that plot? Like,
because reasons. I don't know. We gotta let there be carnage before there can be maximum carnage.
The third movie is gonna be King in Black, straight up.
Totally.
It's gonna be called Venom King in Black. Like, I will be shocked if that's not it.
They're gonna get Andy Serkis as Null.
That would be cool,
right? I'm for it.
Although I think Cillian Murphy would be really cool too.
Yeah.
I can really see him. Like, he has the face for it. But I hope with Null they do like a mix of practical and CGI, because I think that would be pretty epic. Why did I say that unironically?
It'd be some shit if they got Tom Holland for it for some reason. I don't know why, but I just think that'd be really funny.
I love it. I love it.
If they cast him in the movie and fans at first like, oh my god, we're getting the Spider-Man crossover, and then we see the trailer and it's Tom's fucking baby face over Null, and it's like, oh,
No, Noel
oh,
comes down to Earth and destroys a car, and he's like, "So that just happened." As much as I do enjoy the MCU, I will make fun of that kind of writing, and
oh, totally.
the plague Joss Whedon has cursed us with.
Joss Whedon has destroyed the art of dialogue writing forever.
He has, because nerds hyped him up way too much when all he does is just write a bunch of zingers back and forth. And it's like,
Have you
hey,
actually seen Firefly? It's not very good.
yeah, they tried to make he felt like he needed to make a sexual assault a plot point.
Yeah,
The less said about that, the better.
and like not even just that, because not even just the gross stuff, but also as like a sci-fi story, it's really boring.
Yeah, I try to watch an episode and I'm just like, this is boring. I don't like this.
And I say that as someone that watches Star Trek.
I see this and I'm like, this just looks like he wanted to make a Cowboy Bebop show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hollywood continuing to rip off anime and other foreign films.
It's what he do best.
Darren Aronofsky ripped off Perfect Blue, and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Chris Nolan ripped off Paprika. There's literally, I don't remember what movie it is. I think it was Requiem for a Dream or something, where they literally ripped off shots from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I think it was that, yeah.
Of like Misato in the bathtub and then screaming.
Yep.
Which, it's just like, why don't you just make those movies if you really want to use stuff from them? Just adapt those movies or shows or whatever the fuck. Like,
Oh, we can't give the Japanese money. Are you crazy?
we have to make it American and white and fuck.
It's the only way that Americans will watch it.
I'm hoping that changes now with the Cowboy Bebop show and the My Hero Academia movie, because those seem to be the only two that really have a shot at being made. Well, one because one's already been made. So
Yeah. There's set photos and everything, so like.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know how, but I'm won over now about Cletus.
Yeah, honestly,
Cletus.
I'm interested now.
Like, I was excited just for the sake of morbid curiosity, and be like, oh, he's gonna be just scenery chewing. Which, to be fair, he still is, obviously. But like, I'm
totally.
seeing this, I'm like,
he's literally chewing the scenery and the actors.
yeah, but like I see it and I'm like, you know what? I see some lines, I'm like, okay, I feel like he does like kind of embody this character a bit. Like he is going ham, but he does like that last line about family. I'm like, that's Cletus. That was his whole shtick. So I think that's cool. I'm hoping I'm genuinely hoping for the best of this movie. I've gotten over my stupid phase where I was like, I hope Venom 2018 fails. Because it's just like, why does it matter? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all fucking comic book bullshit. I'm gonna watch it somehow, someday.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I hope it's good. And also, the posters are really good. And I'm like, where was this energy for the past two Spider-Man movies?
God, right?
Can they get whoever's doing those for No Way Home? Like,
that poor intern is still taking his Photoshop class. Like, give them a rest. They still don't quite know all of the details yet. Give them some time to learn.
Oh boy. Well, before we move on to No Way Home, do you have any last thoughts on? Oh, also, do you think it's going to tie into No Way Home?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Like,
because it has some data. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe after maybe next movie they'll talk about
Yeah,
it. But that's
yeah,
may at most there may or may not be like a post credit scene where like Venom looks to the sky and a big portal opens up and it's like, what's that? We'll go watch No Way Home to find out.
it's gonna. I feel like they're gonna do another thing where one of the post credit scenes is meanwhile in another Spider Verse, and then they're gonna show a clip uh from No Way Home.
I would be cool with that. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that being the Venom post credit scenes of meanwhile in better movies. I say that jokingly, at least with this one, where it's like this one looks like it'll be good.
Yeah. Like it looks like it has a more solid identity. Like they actually know what it wants to be.
Yeah. It's not going for like a pseudo horror. It's going for this is going to be a dumb fun movie where Venom punches another goo monster.
Yeah. And like I saw the featurette with Andy Serkis that was on Apple TV, and I'm like, he knows what he's talking about. I like when I hear him talk about the shit, I believe it. Like it looks cool. Also, the filmmaking just looks a lot better. Like I like that that it's more open matte. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And like even though I've talked about the lighting being kind of I still think some of the shots look great. Like the ones in the church are cool.
Yeah, and I'm hoping there are more scenes with just Carnage like out in the city, like just doing his thing.
I feel like
we get to
they're
see him
definitely
more
holding
clear.
off. Yeah. I feel like they're holding off on that, which good because I want to see a shot of just, I want to see just him wreaking havoc on San Francisco because we got none of that in the last movie.
No, the most we got were self-destructing drones hitting cars.
Yeah.
Which who built those? Why? Why do you design them like that? Just put guns on them.
No, we have to make them kamikaze into Eddie Brock, the only human who has achieved symbiosis.
But just why?
God.
All right.
I will say the one thing.
Okay.
Before we move on, I just want to say one thing. I didn't like the part where Venom just is already like, "Oh shit, that's a red one," and didn't want to fight.
I hate that. I hate that part so much.
Which I'm just gonna say it's funny because you know how a lot of people on film Twitter or comic book Twitter are like, Tom Holland would get completely decimated by Eddie Brock's Venom. No, he would fucking not.
Now that we know that Venom is a pussy, like no.
Yeah, like it. Like that part, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I kind of get what they're going for, but it's like I feel like Venom. I just hope that all the fights aren't just Venom being jokey. I want to see it get personal and intense.
Yeah,
because I think funny Venom is fun, but I want to see Venom get serious.
Yeah, whenever he's not fighting someone, I'm cool with Venom being jokey joke, haha, I'm having fun. But when he gets serious, I want him to become the fucking Hulk.
Yeah, because Venom's a fucking monster. Like Venom's a fucking monster, so you gotta prove that. Like have him just fucking body people in Carnage. Yeah. I mean, I know Carnage is stronger, but like, yeah.
I kind of hope that in this movie they change it so that Carnage isn't stronger. He just has like more fluidity with his powers. Just kind of do things that Venom can't.
Maybe, yeah. That could definitely do that. Because it actually shows he has different shit.
Yeah.
Like, so we'll definitely see, but yeah. So moving on. Wait, did you have any last thoughts?
No, not really. Kind of it.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. So this past summer was an interesting time for No Way Home. Mainly because nothing came out.
Was it actually interesting?
Well, it wasn't interesting as much as it was kind of like pulling your hair out. Frustrating. Because so basically what happened is that at the end of June or at the beginning of like July, toys leaked and the new suit leaked, which is the integrated suit, which is like the Far From Home suit, but with a big gold spider on it. And then like, yeah, but toys came out and showed like the integrated suit and the black and gold suit. Sorry.
Yeah, I like that one.
The black and gold suit's fucking awesome. I'm going to get that hot toy because they showed that too and it looks awesome. I just hope they allow you to, they like also sell like interchangeable gloves since in the trailer he doesn't have the red on them. I think he will at some point in the movie, but that'll get fried off. But
I hate the red. It just breaks up the completely.
It just kind of But so like they officially like did a press release about all the merch and we're like, oh cool, trailer soon. Ha 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 ha.
1 month later.
Like an entire, like well over a month later, like a month and a half later, like it, like because there was also some
so long that the old narrator got bored, went home, and they had to hire a new one.
I love that one. Oh, that was a good bit.
Early SpongeBob has some good shit.
I need to rewatch them. It's been so long. But
we're moving along and out of cards.
God. Oh, that was good. But yeah, so like we were seeing some Lego sets and whatnot. We saw some Funko Pops which showed the integrated suit, had some magic on it. Twitter, of course, responded very civilly to that. Very respectful. Very, 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 very optimistic about waiting to see what the context is about it. Which, funny enough, I remember I tweeted out a theory that it's going to do a happy birthday thing where Peter just kind of goes through time and the multiverse and sees possible futures and then has to decide, like in the past, whether or not he should keep himself from becoming Spider-Man, which was really awesome and emotional. And it would be really cool if the movie did it because it would be a good way to develop Peter's character. But then I got a bunch of people being like, no, he hasn't met Glup Shido yet and hasn't done Angsting Experience number 37 yet. And he's not 12 years older. And I'm like, who fucking cares? Like, that's the thing is when people say they can't do these stories yet, they're never going to be done accurately. They're never going to be done one-to-one. So chill the fuck out.
We're not going to wait 30 movies after like everything's been established to do this story.
It's the same thing with Kraven's Last Hunt. They're not going to, like, even if the Kraven movie is somehow Kraven's Last Hunt, it's still like not going to be accurate because we haven't built up that relationship and Peter's not going to have the symbiote in it. So it's like, it's just like, no, like people just got to fucking chill. Like, Because I was saying that's like it would be the perfect way to make all this shit make sense, to make like everything work. Like, and I mean, there's other ways it can work too, but this would be the perfect way. And people are like, no, he hasn't met Glup Shido. I know I use that bit a lot, but I just think it's funny.
It works especially for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. But Spider-Man fans learned from Star Wars fans to be exactly like them, so it works for them too.
It's true.
But it's just like, I don't know. Do you really want to say, like, I hate fans the thing I hate about fans with this movie especially is, well, not just this movie, but with a lot of movies just going in with a preconceived checklist of what it needs to do to be good, quote unquote. And it's like I made peace like a while ago that whatever this movie is, as long as it's good, I don't care.
Yeah. But it took me a bit longer to do so, but I have now definitely made peace with this movie's not what I wanted, but it's still going to be good from going off of. Like, I'm still hyped to see what they do.
Yeah. Because then, like, also shirts and stuff got revealed and had a bunch of, like, Mysterio propaganda and Spider-Man propaganda. There's one really cool shirt that should be the fucking poster that, like, has Spider-Man on it, and then Peter's, like, face crossed out with a no sign and talking about him being a public enemy. And I'm like, that's cool. Make that the poster, please. But
no. We got
they're not.
that intern is already putting it together. They're getting those screenshots from Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 1. They're getting them together.
They're definitely waiting to release a poster for when they reveal Toby and Andrew. Absolutely.
Definitely, because they're obviously going to be on the poster.
Especially because, funny enough, so this is the bit where we talk about stuff that's a bit spoily because leaked stuff. But so the day before the trailer came out, the trailer was leaked in very awful quality, recorded off of several phones.
Which I just want to say that a phone recording of a phone recording of a laptop that I watch on my phone while I'm at work on break is exactly how I wanted to experience this trailer for the first time, and I'm not even kidding.
So on brand. It's so on brand for Sony. I didn't watch the whole leaked trailer because I saw a little bit of it. I saw the first bit, and then I skipped to the end where Doc Ock says "Hello, Peter."
Yeah,
but
yeah, I saw the whole thing because I was like, I got nothing else going on, and then it's like that's a lot of unfinished VFX.
Yeah, it's funny. It was so funny. So that leaked, and then some images leaked of Doc Ock, Electro, and Willem Dafoe. And it's safe to say these are real.
I like that Doc Ock and Electro get the villain names, and then it's just Willem Dafoe.
I mean, he is Willem Dafoe.
You're not wrong. I just thought it was funny that they get the character names, and then it's just Willem Dafoe. Like, this is what he does.
But yeah, so like it's very safe to say that these are real because Doc Ock's design and his photo lines up with the trailer. Electro's design lines up with what Leak said his costume design was. Which I'm very disappointed and sad that they didn't do the starfish suit.
Same.
Hopefully he gets it. Hopefully, because that would be cool. But if that's his design, but it's just whatever.
I'll take it as long as he's yellow. I'll take it.
Yeah, but Willem Dafoe, you see the purple hoodie on that.
He's wearing a purple hoodie over his fucking armor. You can see the little hint of green underneath the collar.
Like you see the pattern of like the neck of like the neck part where it's like rings going around. I see that. I'm just like, oh god, this is gonna look so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like when we see him, like a part of me hopes they don't show his suit until the movie comes out. They will, because they have a Funko Pop on the way of him.
Oh, of course they do. So that's how I'm gonna find out what he looks like.
Yeah, but like his like I think it's cool that it's just like no, it's his suit, but he has a purple cloak or hoodie on, and like that's perfect. Like that.
Yeah, honestly, that's all I need from this.
Like even if he has the Halloween mask, I don't care. Like that thing's iconic.
If anything, I'm gonna be even happier if he keeps the mask.
Yeah. Oh god, I want to see it so bad. But those leaked, and then images of Toby and Andrew on set leaked. And it's safe to say that these are real because they got taken down by Sony.
Oops. That's usually a pretty surefire way to learn when a leak is real, is when the company itself comes to you and says, take that shit down right now.
When you get a DMCA from Twitter headquarters, and also like it looks pretty real because it lines up with another set photo of like a scaffolding thing. And then you see the photo of Andrew close up and you're like, yeah, that doesn't really look photoshopped. And I mean, his hair looks like how it does in that one movie that's coming out later this year, and he has some stubble too. So,
yeah,
part of me is kind of sad that he's not in his Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. I mean, I know that wouldn't make much sense since that thing's in canon destroyed. But
yeah,
but I mean, I guess Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is his most iconic one. So
yeah, it's the one that more people tend to like, so it's totally understandable.
Yeah. Plus, a toy of Toby apparently leaked, and someone was trying to say it isn't real, but I'm like, I feel like that's real.
Like, it got to the point where someone went, I did straight up forensics on this picture, it's real.
Yeah.
Like, if someone quote retweeted with, we are at the point where Spider-Man Twitter is so starving for content about this movie that they're doing straight up crime forensics on photos to see whether a leak is real or not.
It's so good. I love it.
That's
so
the
on brand.
point we were at.
It's so on brand. But yeah, like, so the Toby toy I pretty much think is real, even though someone was trying very hard to say it wasn't, and that someone just made toys of it and made the packaging for it. I'm like, just because of like a one typo, and I'm like, a lot of toys have typos. Like, hey,
Yeah.
but
My favorite is on another Spider-Man toy where it's a Green Goblin toy and it's very clear, and the name on the thing is Hobgoblin. Of course, the only green part of him is the mask. Everything else is gray and black.
It's one of those designs.
Yep. It's like a weird
but,
X suit thing, and then you just have a Green Goblin head glued on.
I do remember, I remember some like people were also being mad, like, why are they calling Toby Variant Spider-Man? It's like, what else are they gonna call him? Like,
they're not gonna call him Raimi Spider-Man.
Like, they're just not. It's like the Raimi suit. It's like they're not gonna call it. They're not gonna name it after the director or the actor, because that like
although
Variant
Spider-Man PS4 did have a big missed opportunity of not calling the Raimi suit the Maguire attire.
For real. That would have been so good.
It's right there.
It was right there. But yeah, I do wonder what they'll call Andrew's Spider-Man. Because I don't think they'll list them both as Variant Spider-Man. I mean, they could.
Maybe that'll be amazing.
That would be cool, yeah. If they call him the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, like you get. Well, then what would you call Peter? What would you call MCU?
Just Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, duh. So yeah, you got Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, and then Variant Spider-Man.
Yeah, and people are like, this means that Tom is the one true Spider-Man. It's like, if you watch Loki, you know that is not the case. That other multiverses exist, and branches just connect universes to each other.
Yeah, like the whole sacred timeline. Yeah, no, it's not. It's just Kang being a dick.
It's just Kang being like, okay. Like, okay,
simplify.
I'm gonna snip all these branches. Like,
yeah,
because he did say like the multiverse could exist.
Yeah, it was straight up like a full-on multiverse of different universes just existing at the same time, and then he wiped all of them out because it got too chaotic and made the one, and now we're back to the multiverse.
Yeah. So it's just a
there is no one true universe anymore.
So, but yeah, so there was all that. Then the trailer finally came out. It's finally released after a long time, and I am in it, and it broke Avengers Endgame's record for the most views a trailer's ever gotten. Obviously, due to my influence.
Of course.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. I don't want to push my luck too hard with this because I was already super anxious about tweeting that to begin with.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, no, like that is crazy that I'm in the most viewed trailer of all time.
Like I'm so fucking happy for you, dude.
Thank you. It like genuinely, it's unreal. But so the trailer's out. There's a lot to talk about. It's a good trailer. It's a very good trailer.
Honestly, it's the best MCU Spider-Man trailer.
It is, because it, like, first of all, it does a good job at assuring people that they aren't skimming over the identity crisis, which a lot of people believed that they were doing. And
Yeah.
I had to wait for a year. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, including myself.
Yeah. And I had to wait a long time before I could finally, I saw, part of me wanted so bad, like, before I could say it now, to be like, they are not. But, you know,
NDAs.
NDAs are fun. Fun.
Yep.
But, so, like, it does a good job at assuring people that they aren't skipping that. And it's, like, even though Peter's not on the run, he's still in deep shit. Like,
yeah.
You see, like, they do the big thing where it's like he and MJ get surrounded by cops and helicopters on top of a bridge. And I think that shot's really cool.
Yeah.
Like they get surrounded by people and then they swing off with J. Jonah Jameson in the background, which he has new dialogue, so he's back, obviously.
Yeah.
Which, awesome. Please, give us more of him.
Please.
But, I like that they brought back those, like, shaky cam, like, close-up swinging shots, because those are very cool in Far From Home.
And now they're, like, tense. Like, actually tense, because they're running away.
Mm-hmm. And, like, Peter's handcuffed in, like, an interrogation room. People are setting themselves up, believing that the one guy whose face isn't shown is Matt Murdock.
Hey, God. People are going, look, his hands are the same. And I'm like, it's a white dude.
They all look the same.
Yeah. It's like, how old is Charlie Cox? In his 30s? Like
30s, late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
Something like that. Like, he's every 30-year-old white dude looks like that.
I mean, I kind of get it, because that was Matt Murdock's fit in the show. And, you know,
a white shirt with a tie.
I mean, it was his fit.
It was, but it's also the fit of like 90% of detectives in the NYPD.
Yeah, that is true. And, like, it's very much things that, like, you know, like, are, like, you could say, like, yeah, that's just like Charlie, but it's also like a bunch of other white dudes. So
yeah,
but you could also see
Twitter, like, if it is Matt Murdock, please clown on me. I will totally take it.
I still believe he's in the movie.
At this point, I'm sure he is in the movie. I just don't think that is him in the scene.
Yeah. There was that shot that showed the guy walking, and he had a nice ass. And I'm like, it looks like Charlie's.
Yeah, but my thing is he's not using the cane, so like it can't be.
That is true. Yeah. Maybe they CG'd it out. I'm kidding.
Son of a bitch, Marvel would do that to me.
I do wonder if, like, they're gonna hold off until the movie for them to show him, or if he's gonna be the stinger at the end of the next one.
I hope they wait till the movie.
Yeah, that would be cool. I feel like that will get a huge reaction in the theater when he shows up.
Yeah.
I want them to play the piano notes of the theme when he walks in. Like, that would be so cool.
Oh, man.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, God.
And we cut to outside, and just suddenly the building is being covered in blood. It's like, wait.
This is another multiverse, Peter. One that's just a Daredevil intro on loop forever.
Oh, no. Actually, you know what? This is cool, and never mind. I'm staying here.
Yeah. God, like, if they make a Daredevil movie or show again, just bring John Pejano back, who did the score for Daredevil, because his score is unmatched. It's so fucking good.
It really is.
But,
and
so yeah,
there are rumors of Vincent D'Onofrio coming back for Hawkeye. So, like,
I believe it, because he liked the tweet.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, no, he's in it. So
some are saying he's also, some are saying he's also in No Way Home as a cameo. I'd predict a post-credits scene probably.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Because if they make him the big bad of like Tom's next trilogy,
I'm totally, as a '90s Spider-Man cartoon fanboy, I am all for it.
have
Because
Spider-Man
Kingpin
4.
was the main villain of that show.
Yeah, have Spider-Man 4 be Tom and Charlie versus Vincent, and you will sell out every seat in every theater.
Oh, God, I'm gonna steal this pitch a bit from Duke on Twitter, where he said like he had a pitch for like a Sin Eater style movie where it's like Sin Eater's taking out a whole bunch of crime lords and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you could totally do Matt and Peter versus Kingpin, and they all fight Sin Eater. And it's like
That would be awesome.
just oh my, come on!
They could also do
I need
Punisher.
that. They totally could. That you know what, they would probably do Punisher anyway because he's more marketable.
I feel like that will happen because Sony probably wants to keep putting in other heroes in Spider-Man movies because that's a part of their clause, and that's just going to be a thing.
Yeah,
or at least other big name Marvel characters in Spider-Man movies. Which, fine. You know, other people are gonna be mad about it, but I'm gonna take.
It's like those. It's like those Marvel team-up books from back in the day, where Spider-Man teamed up with literally every single Marvel hero that existed at the time.
Yeah, but
and people say he's a loner.
Like that's the thing. It's like people are like Peter's 100% a loner. It's like sometimes, and other times he's just completely a team player. Like,
remember the time he was on the New Avengers?
Yeah,
with Wolverine. Other famed loner that's on like 7 different teams at once.
Literally, like that was one of the most iconic moments of Peter's history, being on the New Avengers. Like,
New Avengers was Bendis going, how come the Avengers are all a bunch of losers? Why isn't Spider-Man and Wolverine our 2 biggest guys on there? And the editors, I think it might have been Quesada, went, well, they're loners, you see. And Bendis just straight up went, we had Marvel team up, and Wolverine is on like 7 different X-Men teams. Shut the fuck up. And he
Bendis was spitting that time, to be fair.
He was. That was Bendis at his peak at Marvel, like outside of Ultimate Spider-Man. So, like, yeah.
But, yeah, like, I get people who say they prefer Peter as a loner. That's totally fine. But when I see people on Twitter, like, especially huge people in, like, the Spider-Man community say that Peter's always been a loner and that all of his stories are dramas and shit like that, I'm just like, no, not all of them. You're telling me Spider Island is a drama?
Yeah, right. Also, you're getting staticky a bit again.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, okay, you're back. You're better.
Like, good. I guess it's just my computer's got it. Maybe it's just because I haven't turned my computer off in a while. That's probably not a good thing.
I would definitely recommend shutting it off after this.
Yeah.
Or at least right before you go to bed.
Yeah, I'll do that. I think Craig is still going to pick me up because it did that for you that one time you left during a movie viewing.
Yeah, Craig will still like pick up.
Yeah. So, what was I saying?
Spider Island's a drama.
Yeah, it's like, do you think Spider Island's a fucking personal drama? No. Like,
which I've said on Twitter, I want that as a fucking movie.
Simu Leo wants it too. Like, do it.
Do it. I have said I am all for the rise of the Shang-Chi cinematic universe.
I'm so excited for it. I got my ticket for next Thursday. I'm so excited to see it.
Yeah, I need to. Oh God, I can't wait. It looks so fucking good.
Like, everybody's saying it's like one of the best solo movies in Marvel, and I'm like, I believe it. I'm excited to see it.
Right?
It's awesome. I really want to see it. Can't wait for next week. But yeah, like, make Spider-Man 4 or 5 or some shit Spider Island, or Spider-Man 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fucking cool.
Yeah, and like to add on like, a villain threat that isn't the Jackal, just make it Smite and do the Amazing Spider-Man 1 video game thing.
Yeah, just do that. Like that would work.
Maybe throw in Craven as like a subplot of he's hunting the spider monsters.
Although to be fair, if they do have Jackal, it's got to be Peter Capaldi.
It does. Yes.
Like
I am all for that casting.
if they do Jackal, let's just hope they keep him as the guy who does Spider Island and not really creepy towards Gwen.
No, don't worry. Gwen don't exist anymore.
Oh, good. Thank God.
We haven't established her as a thing yet. And Betty already stole her look, so we're safe.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, like I do think that if they want to just completely, if they like Jack would be the one that they could just completely rebrand and redo completely.
Totally.
I would even say give him Ben's Jackal look. Like give him the suit and the stupid mask. Like
right? Give him the stupid dog net. I'm still shocked that like Slot thought that was like a big reveal when I was reading it and I'm like, that's Peter Parker in a dog mask. So that's Ben.
God. Oh, it was so dumb. But yeah.
Well, I'm very glad that we didn't do an episode on Clone Conspiracy.
God, I don't think I could have done it. I don't think I could have done any more clone shit. But
no.
But yeah. So things are bad for Peter in No Way Home because he's going to school and there's a bunch of protesters, like probably calling him some awful shit.
Throwing racial slurs left and right.
Oh no. Not to him. Because he's like, okay, you're a murderer, but you're white, so you get a pass.
Right.
It's the most unrealistic part about this movie. They would take it. Well, they are taking it relatively easy on Peter, so you know what?
Yeah, he gets to go back to school.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to me, that makes sense, because it's like he probably wants to play innocent. I mean, if he goes on the run, that would just make it worse. So
yeah, he's probably just denying it as much as he. It's probably a thing where it's like he just denies it, and there's no like actual proof, but everyone knows, quote unquote, that he did it.
I don't think he's denying that he's Spider-Man because in the interrogation he says, "I didn't kill Mysterio, the drones did."
You know what? That's true. Yeah. So he's just denying the murder, but no one will believe him. But it's not like they have any hard proof.
Yeah, and some people are saying it's because some people are saying he's got it too easy in this trailer, and I'm like, no, he doesn't.
His life is kind of over.
Like, he literally says that this, like, I will be fine, but like my family is suffering. Like my friends are being interrogated, my aunt's being interrogated. Like, Jesus,
just
like
constant harassment from random people. Like,
yeah, like just because he isn't on the run or doing Captain America: The Winter Soldier again doesn't mean he doesn't have it pretty hard right now. Like, I think the reason he's going to school is because he has a trial coming up. So
probably so like they can like keep him imprisoned, I guess.
I think the ending of the trailer that shows him like in the suit on like the freeway, I think he's supposed to be going to his trial.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I think the reason he's not fighting the fact that he is Spider-Man is because there's probably some more footage that shows him taking off the mask or something.
And also like if I imagine like during the chase, the police catch him and they unmask him, and it's like, okay, well, you are Spider-Man, so like,
yeah, because I mean, he does get caught, as it shows with him and Zendaya.
Yeah, like they're panicking on the bridge, and it's like it looks like they're about to like put their hands up, because it's like, what the hell are you gonna do?
It's like they're both gonna get shot. It seems like MJ is wrapped up in it all too, so it's like,
because she was there, so like
he took her with him, so it's like, but So, reasonably Peter thinks, hey, I know a wizard. Let's see if he can help me.
I know a magic guy.
Which people were also like, it's too easy for Peter to just go to Strange. It's like, here's the thing. This is what Peter would do in this universe where he knows people with power who can help.
And also, this is what he did in the comics when this happened.
Exactly. Whoa, who would have thought? Which, I mean, to be fair, One More Day is a bad comic, but
oh, totally. But
this is better.
This is a way better way of handling it.
Because also, it leads to a moment I really like where Strange is talking to Peter, and Peter tries to call him Sir, and Strange is like, no, we saved the universe together. We're equals. I'm like, finally, we're moving past this shit. Thank God.
Yeah. And I love casual Strange. He's just hanging out in his house covered in snow, wearing a puffy jacket under his cloak.
That's what I loved seeing in Infinity War when he just had regular clothes on going out to the deli. He's like, okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yep. And Wong's trying to pull out his wallet to give him money for something. It's like, yeah, I like that.
Gives him rupees.
Cool.
I think that's so funny.
Yeah, I like to think the reason that it's just randomly snowing in the Sanctum right now is because Strange was just flipping through a spell book and found a weather change spell and wanted to try it out.
Probably. I mean, Wong does go somewhere in a portal that goes to a snowy area. So
he's going to Shang-Chi.
Oh, probably, yeah. He's most likely going to be going there. He has the same hairstyle and has the same outfit, so I definitely think he's going to that.
He's going on vacation, and by vacation, I mean he's going to the underground wizard fight pit to go fight Abomination.
I don't know what the context of that is, but I'm very excited to see what it is.
I want it to just be a fight pit full of wizards and monsters, and that's it.
It's just where Wong goes on his weekends.
Right? Once a month, he goes on vacation, and he just goes there and is the all-time champion of the Fight Club.
Yeah. But, yeah, that leads into Strange agreeing and helping Peter out. And people are like, this is so out of character for Doctor Strange. He would wouldn't be reckless and just do something like this just to help Peter. And it's like, first of all, he said how he and Peter have kind of have a little bond now. He tells Peter, hey, we're on the same level. We both do superhero shit. You don't have to treat me like I'm superior.
Yeah,
which I like because
I'm not your new Tony Stark. I'm just your friend.
Yeah, which is what people were worried about when they said Strange was in the movie. They were worried that...
I know I was.
Yeah. I was kind of, but I mainly wasn't because I'm like, okay, I feel like they just said mentor because, that's what they're just assuming. But thankfully, they're doing very much, 616 Peter and Strange, where they're bros. So
yeah, they're just hanging out, helping each other out with their problems.
Yeah, and also with the reckless thing, did they not see Infinity War when he gave the Time Stone to Super Genocide Man and just hoped it would work?
Have they not seen any scene with Doctor Strange in it?
He's the most
his entire thing in the MCU so far has been fuck around and find out.
Yeah, it's so... I don't get why people are saying that. It makes me feel like some people just didn't pay attention to his parts of the movies because it's or just assume that because he's an older guy, he's more subdued, quote unquote. And it's like, no, he's arrogant. He's still arrogant. That was his whole thing.
He's totally riding off the high of I was totally right in Endgame, and I saved the universe.
I hope that
with my time travel.
Do you think they're going to lean into that in either this movie or Multiverse of Madness?
I hope so. I feel like this movie will do it a little, but I feel like Multiverse of Madness will exist mainly to humble Strange.
Yeah, because
he's definitely coasting on the high of I do reckless bullshit all the time, and it keeps working out for me.
Yeah, which would be cool to see.
There's going to be another time where you do it, and it's going to bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm. So in the trailer, it shows him trying to do the spell from One More Day, where he's like, the entire world's going to forget. And Peter's like, wait, everybody? And because he keeps talking and having anxieties and stuff, Strange loses focus and just loses control of the spell. And it's implied that this opens up the multiverse, but part of me thinks that it doesn't, and that's just something they edited in the trailer to make it look like that. But really, it's the Loki stuff that's doing it.
Yeah,
But I don't know. What do you think?
I think the Loki stuff definitely allows this to happen, but considering how Wong is like very against even attempting this spell, I don't feel like it's just a memory wipe thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm literally like changing history to be different.
Yeah.
Because it's like maybe pulling in pieces from other universes where your identity isn't revealed, but everything else stays mostly the same.
Wait, that would be even more interesting than just it opens up portals for other villains to come in. That'd be really because like people were saying that the suit Peter's wearing looks like a Toby suit, which I think is a bit of a stretch, obviously. But what if that's what happens?
But it also does. I think that suit is at the very least intentionally made to look like it.
Yeah, because what if that's the thing? What if that's what Strange means when he says, "Be careful what you wish for"? Like,
yeah, it's like, yeah, the spell was made to like think of it like editing a video, where like he's cutting out a scene and then just replacing it with another one, and everything else in the movie stays the same.
wait, I got it. I got it.
Kind of jumbled.
I got it. That's why Doc Ock knows that he's Peter.
Yep, because as far as this one's concerned, he's always been there.
Yeah, so that makes sense why Doc Ock is still alive and why Goblin is there and shit. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, like Strange accidentally pulled them in when he was just trying to like pull in pieces of history from other like Spider-Man universes to like fix this stupid kid's issues.
Like, this makes so much more sense now. Like, because a lot of people are like, maybe he's talking to Toby, and I'm like, it could be, but what if reality just got messed up?
Yeah, and like you gotta go. Maybe we have to go to the Raimi-verse and the Web-verse or whatever, and get Toby and Andrew to like fix it.
Because their versions are still dead, but like now these versions are here and are wreaking havoc.
Yeah, and it's like, how'd you beat him last time? I punched him. Like, do that again?
Well, I beat him by convincing him to kill himself. Okay, we can't do that again.
Hey, Toby, how'd you beat your villains? I told them to kill themselves. Okay. Andrew, how'd you beat your villains? Well, one guy, I had my girlfriend do it, and then the other guy, I blew him up.
Yeah, okay. Like, I just murdered him.
It's like, okay.
Miles?
I punched him. We're going to do that.
Okay. But no, that would make sense. Although, like, there are some things in the trailer that line up with certain leaks that said, like, Peter, like, the villains get put in, like, a prison, in, like, a time prison, or not time prison, but, like, in a magic prison by Strange. And Peter gets this, like, but, like, Peter gets this, like, box to try to free them because Norman manipulates him, which, to be honest, I'd believe that. Even though some people would say it would make Peter seem stupid. Peter's going through the worst shit ever right now, and he's easily vulnerable and easy to manipulate. So Norman could very easily be like, we were killed by our Spider-Man. You're just like them. You're also a killer because you killed Mysterio. And Peter's like, no, I'm not. And Norman's like, I'll make you a deal. Let us go and we won't bother you again. And we'll just go away.
Yeah.
I could see that happening, but I also feel like what you just said would make a shit ton of sense.
Yeah. And like by the end of the movie, like they'll do the spell again, but correctly this time. So they're like all the Raimi and the Amazing Spider-Man shit goes away, and we're back to just MCU, but Peter's identity is, fixed, but only he remembers, like, not even other Avengers remember. So, like, history itself is different, but also not.
Yeah.
Like, the major events all still happen exactly as they did, but
Just
personal
nobody knew who
stuff with
Peter was.
Spider-Man is now completely different.
Yeah, because in essence, that would mean he'd have to give up his connection to MJ, in part to Ned, although he'd still be friends with Ned.
He would be, but I feel like their bond would not be like anywhere near as strong because now Peter doesn't have an excuse for why he's away so much.
Yeah, and also with Tony, he'd have to give that up too.
Yeah,
Like,
no more Stark funding or any, like, next time he gets traps in the Netherlands, he's not going to be able to call in $1 trillion jet to get him out.
yeah, like I really do feel like that's what this is heading towards, and I think it'd be great because it'd be one more day done correctly. Like,
yeah, we're kind of rebooting, but also there's consequences to it.
Yeah, and it's not like it's taking Peter out of the MCU. It's just like, hey, Peter's going to be Peter's a bit more, he's not super like involved, but he's still going to
Like, he
be.
can still show up for like team up movies and stuff, but like, like, say, Carol's not going to recognize him as Peter anymore.
Yeah. Although I wonder how they'll do it with Matt. Maybe they'll still do the thing where it's like if he reveals it to somebody, they'll remember everything.
Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like that would cheapen it if they just remember. If you just tell them. I think, like, you can tell them again, but the experiences that you had are gone forever. Like, you can't just do that.
Yeah. But, we get some cool stuff in the trailer with like the mirror dimension.
Yeah.
We see yellow lightning and some sand, I think.
I think people have been saying that that's supposed to be Electro and Sandman.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which, like, we see a part where it looks like the sand is protecting Peter, which would be really cool if Sandman defects to help Peter.
Sandman, like, unlike the others, this is straight up Sandman from the end of Spider-Man 3. He's already had his face turn.
Yeah, his face turn.
That's basically what it is.
It was, yeah. Like, but yeah, no, like.
Oh, hey, Pete, sorry for shooting your uncle. Oh, wait, you're wrong one. Oh, shit. He just leaves to go find Toby.
Yeah, like, now, like, they are saying that Lizard and Rhino are in it, which, there is that one part where Peter's, like, looking and then something, like, jumps behind him and doesn't get him because it's
Lizard I can buy.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that clip that's been, like, they brighten it up, and that outline is almost certainly the Lizard.
Yeah.
Amazing one.
It definitely kind of looks like he has a lab
coat. Paul Giamatti coming back.
Yeah. Like,
we've joked about on Twitter, but I just imagine Paul Giamatti walking in just drunk, going, "I am the Rhino," and he just falls over on the set, and everyone just resumes filming as normal.
That'd be great. But people are saying that he is the sixth member, which, like, if he is in it, sure, but it looks like Sandman defects, so who would be the sixth one then? I think it'd be Mysterio.
Yeah, because, like, hang on, we got Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, technically, and all we would need is Kraven instead of Lizard, and we would have the original six.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think Mysterio's definitely in the movie. I could be wrong, obviously, but I definitely think he's in the movie and will play some kind of role in, like, the third act or something.
Yeah, like, what we've said it before, like, I don't think either of us think he actually died, but even if he did, the way that this Mysterio works, you could just bring Jake Gyllenhaal back anyway.
Yeah.
And just have, like, one of his lackeys take on the role of Mysterio.
Because they made Quentin Beck like a fake character. Like, he's just
As far as we're aware, that's not his actual name.
Yeah, which I think is awesome. I think that's very cool that everything about him is bullshit.
Yeah.
But you know the part that we both jumped at. That fucking pumpkin bomb rolling on the ground with the laugh in the background.
I've never been more hyped to see a ball bouncing on the ground.
Like the fact that it's the same design and like
it has
a
changed
very
a bit.
like a similar sound effect too. And just I'm shocked that the trailer actually did like, you know, be like, yeah, Willem Dafoe, he's back.
Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Like,
and
he's
then,
now listed on IMDb as in the movie, which I see that it's him and Alfred Molina. I'm like, that's cinema right there. But so we get to the money shot.
Where just his fucking robot arm clawing its way out of the smoke.
And it's the same design.
Yep. Hasn't changed a bit in 20 years.
Yep. And then he just comes in and he's like, hello, Peter. What a fucking way to end the trailer.
Yep.
Like
God damn, you bastards. I spent over a year saying I didn't want a multiverse movie, and then you pull this shit, and I'm like, but give me the clown makeup. God damn it.
It is the thing, though. It's like I was saying, like, we all know as soon as, like, we see these guys back with their themes, we're all going to be, and, like, I was not wrong, because this movie is now the most viewed trailer of all time.
Yep.
Even people who hate MCU Spider-Man are excited for this movie because of them coming back.
Yeah, we get to see the old villains again. They're awesome.
Like, we get to see them, we get to see Toby and Andrew, we get to see them finally do the Sinister Six. Like,
the thing that Sony's been trying to do for over a decade.
Like, just, I also love his new look. I love that he has a turtleneck, because,
you know,
that was what he was wearing when we first met him in Spider-Man 2. And also, it reminds me of the PS4 game.
The reason he's wearing a shirt now is because we can't digitally DH his man boobs as good as his face.
Yeah. But, you know, solid. These things will stand up.
Right?
God. But, no, like, the de-aging effect is incredible. Like, he literally... Like, at first, it kind of looked weird, but I realized it was because he was wearing a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why does his neck look thing? Oh, he has a turtleneck on. That's why.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
And some cinema nerds tried to like be like, this shot looks so bad. Sam Raimi wouldn't have made it look this bad. I'm like, have you seen Spider-Man 1? There's a lot of great shots in that movie. Yeah, like, not every shot has to be some fucking Renaissance painting. And, you know, regardless, the shot looks good. I don't care what anybody says. It's a good shot.
But I can see that it's Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. That's all I care about.
I need people to stop pretending that a director and a cinematographer are the same person.
Right. That's the other thing.
Sometimes they go hand in hand. Like Zack Snyder did the cinematography for Army of the Dead, but John Watts is not the cinematographer for this movie. Like, so it's just, I don't know, but it's a good shot. Like, it's cool. I love the framing of it. I love the smoke in the background. I love the fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah, like he's so happy that he gets to fight Spider-Man again.
Like, just a smirk. And I love how it looks like you can only see one of his eyes in his glasses. Like, I think that's so cool. He looks deranged. Like, he's so gleeful.
Yeah.
Ugh, God, he's gonna destroy the Iron Spider suit too, so, you know, big W for us.
Like, I can totally envision the scene where, like, Peter like pulls out the gold legs on the Iron Spider, and Otto just goes, "Oh, that's cute," and just rips them off like over and over.
If that thing happens exactly, I will jump up out of my seat. I will feel like a child again. That's the thing. I think that's why everybody's excited, because it makes us feel like we're kids again. Like,
Right? That's what this movie's doing to me. It has taken me back to 2004, and I'm watching this movie again.
like it's just so. Like, I think I Am That Roby did a video on it saying, like, it makes me happy because it's like, holy shit, it's those people I remember and liked, and they're back.
Yeah,
Like,
it's literally doing the thing I like.
it's gonna be so exciting. I need this movie now. I'm planning to see it opening night with my mom and sister, and when I go to New Jersey, I'm planning to see it with all my extended family up there because they all know, so they're excited to see it. I hope anyway, but God, I'm very, very excited. Very excited to see this movie because it's been a long time coming, and I just give me the money shot in the third trailer with the 3 Spider-Men standing together.
Please.
The way that they could do it that would be insane is like the shot before the title is the 3 of them together, and then the stinger at the end is Matt Murdock.
God, they will probably do that.
I really think they will. Like, if there's anything I think they'll keep secret until the movie, it'll be Mysterio.
Yeah, like whoever the final member of the Sinister Six is will probably be a secret until the movie comes.
Yeah.
Whether that be Mysterio or Vulture or Scorpion for some reason, who knows?
Because I don't think because if Rhino is like the definitive 6th member, they would have shown him or at least teased him, because now people are speculating who's the 6th member, and it's like
it's not going to be Rhino.
Yeah, I mean, if he is part of it, he's not going to be
the hide Rhino.
Yeah,
you don't hide Rhino intentionally. It's not working.
So I really feel like it's going to be either Vulture or Mysterio. Could be Scorpion, but they've probably forgotten about him. So
forgotten him, or they just decided they didn't want to use him anymore.
Yeah.
Like they probably had plans originally, but then they dropped them after like not long after Far From Home.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can organically fit Scorpion into this movie.
Yeah. I do feel like it's going to end with Peter graduating. Maybe he gets a job at the Bugle. I don't know, but I am very excited for this movie, and I really want to wonder who's going to die. Their name rhymes with Flappy.
I was going to say it's going to be Jon Favreau.
Although it would be insane if it was like someone like Ned or Aunt May. It's probably not Ned, but
I really hope they don't kill off this Aunt May because she hasn't gotten to do anything yet.
Yeah. Although if they do, I feel like Strange is going to fix that or something. Or maybe she gets hospitalized.
Yeah.
Like in One More Day.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like what will happen is after all the villains are beaten, Strange is going to do the spell again, and it'll work properly this time, and like history will be different. But like all the Avenger shit still happens pretty much exactly the same, except like maybe Tony never found out Peter's actual name or something, or even if he did, it doesn't matter because he's dead. So like, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see because I'm very excited. But we have one last thing to talk about because it's something that we've been building to. And since our last episode, we're going out strong. So when I was asked to make this show, I had to think of a title, and I was thinking of many different ones. And then I listened to Spectacular Spider-Man's theme again. I heard "Livin' on the Edge," so that's what I named the show after.
Good fucking
and wonder which we should name this episode. Maybe we'll name this episode "Fighting Crime and Spinning Web."
That'd be good.
Or something like that. Or "Farewell Spider-Man." We'll be very dramatic like that, but
nah.
We'll do "Fighting Crime, Spinning Webs."
Yeah, I like that one.
But yeah, no. So Spectacular Spider-Man, for those who don't know, was a show back in 2008 that was made by Sony and took some influence from the Raimi movies, because some of the shots were just like animated versions of the movies.
Yeah. I remember
it was
one of him on the train.
Yeah, but the show was essentially just an Ultimate Spider-Man adaptation, but for a more family-friendly audience.
Yeah, it's like a perfect fusion of like Ultimate and Lee Ditko, Romita, like Jerry Conway era Spider-Man.
Yeah, because the main characters are like Peter, Gwen, Flash, Liz, Harry, MJ too, but she's not like as big yet because they were building up to her being like a bigger character and her getting with Peter eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's regarded as probably the best Spider-Man show of all time, or to some people even the best adaptation of him. And in many ways, they aren't wrong, because they did it really good. They did it very, very good.
Yeah. There's a reason that everyone loves this show so much.
That they tweet at Sony all the time to bring it back.
Yep. And Sony's like, we don't have the TV rights anymore. So then they blame Disney. And Disney's like, we don't own the rights to Spectacular Spider-Man. And then they tweeted Greg Weisman, and Greg Weisman's like, I'm making Young Justice right now. I have no control over that show.
That's right, he did make both of them.
Yeah, Greg Weisman's made, let's see, he did Gargoyles, he did Witches, or Witch, whichever it's called. He did Young Justice, he did this. I'm sure he's done other things that I don't know. But like, the man has a pretty decent track record.
Yeah. But the show theme is awesome. Living on the edge, fighting crime, spanning webs, swinging from the ice ledge, he can leap above our heads. Sorry. Just kind of
that one bit.
Yeah. But it's very good. It's very, very good. But there's not really like, there is a plot, but it's basically pretty episodic, but there is an overarching plot, like the Green Goblin is a big overarching plot.
Yeah.
We don't know who he really is until the season finale of season 2.
Yeah. They trick you. Then no.
Which is awesome. It's like they made people think it was Norman, then they're like, no, it's Harry, and then they fooled people again, and it was actually Norman. Like,
I remember as a kid, it's like, obviously they lay it on really thick that it's Harry. And like, even as a kid, I know, well, obviously it's not because it's so obvious. And also I watched the 90s cartoon, so I know he comes later.
Yeah.
But then in like, I think it's episode 9 or whatever, like, Peter, like, or it might have been 8, because I think, 9 is when the fucking Venom stuff started. But like, Peter and Green Goblin, they fight for like the last time, because there were like 3 Green Goblin episodes in a row in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in the last one, like, they fight, and Green Goblin gets a limp, and he flies away. And then Peter goes to Osborn's house, because he's figured out that Norman Osborn is Green Goblin. And he goes there, and then Harry takes off the mask, and Pete's like, what the fuck? And 8-year-old me is like, what the fuck?
Ugh. And then season 2 is like,
watch your fucking mouth.
And season 2 was like, nope, Norman just broke Harry's leg.
Yeah, I rewatched that scene earlier today. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how dark this gets.
Yeah. And like Norman fakes his death, and Harry's all like, Peter, you killed my father, just like in those other movies.
I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
Saved your life, sir. He humiliated me by touching me. God, that was good. But then we get the cliffhanger of Norman with his blonde hair and blonde mustache going to Florida.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, what were your favorite episodes?
Oh god. Group Therapy, which is the first Sinister Six episode.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The first Green Goblin episode, where he tries to blow up Tombstone.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, what else was?
I love how they use Tombstone.
Oh, he's
like
fantastic.
because they couldn't get Kingpin. They're just like, let's do Tombstone then.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, he's awesome. Great. God. You know what, the second Sinister Six episode, and then the one after that, the Master Planner arc, where it's
they did the Master Planner arc.
He lifts the big thing, just like in the book I read.
It's cool that they actually like fully did an arc from the comics, because usually like Spider-Man cartoons didn't really do that. I mean, they like for Venom they kind of did, because I mean Venom as a story, you can't really just have Venom show up in a different way.
With that you have to do like a story arc for Venom, which
like,
reminds me the first Venom episode is fantastic.
Yeah,
and so the second one I'm just gonna list off like almost every episode. My absolute favorite one is Gangland, where it's Doc Ock versus Tombstone versus Silvermane versus Spider-Man for the whole time.
Ugh,
with the opera playing in the background.
They really made cinema, and then they canceled it.
They really did. What were some of your favorite episodes?
Well, it's been like a long time, but I definitely think my favorites, like the ones I remember the most, are the Venom episodes. Mm-hmm. Just because I think it's so cool that they like did the Ultimate Spider-Man thing of Peter and Eddie being childhood friends, but having the symbiote still be, you know, the alien symbiote. Because I think that layer, I think Peter and Eddie being childhood friends works better if it's using the 616 style of symbiote instead of in Ultimate, where Eddie's just a complete fucking dick and is a really, like, even more of a scumbag than a 616 Eddie.
Yeah.
Like, I think it just added to the betrayal more that Eddie felt. Like, Eddie genuinely had a good reason for being Venom.
Yeah, like, I've said it before, this is the most justified Eddie Brock there has ever been.
Because Peter was a fucking dick to him.
He was.
Like, just absolute asshole when he had the symbiote. I love how they did the symbiote in this. Oh, it was so good. Like, it just, at first it just being like the Spider-Man 3 symbiote suit, but then over time the webbing just disappeared and the spider was stretching out more, and Peter started thinking as in we. And like Josh Keaton, man,
he's a fantastic actor.
Josh, if you're listening to this, thank you for the shout out earlier this year.
Thank you, dude.
Like, it means a lot. It was very nice of you, so thank you for that. But yeah, like, just the way they like did that. Also, like, the fact that they made like a whole episode about Peter trying to get rid of the symbiote. That was perfect. Like, it was just a mind palace thing of analyzing Peter's identity. Like, that was so goddamn good. And the fact that they recreated that one cover from Ultimate Spider-Man in it that I tweeted out earlier, that was really good. I love that. And then
that's also how we like got the origin for the Spider-Man, where it's almost note for note like a combination of Amazing 15 and the Raimi movie.
Yeah. It was perfect. It was perfectly done. Like, they're like, hey, this is an opportunity to really analyze Peter and go through his origin. It was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that it made you think at first that he was just going to get rid of it, but then it wraps him in a cocoon, and like that shit was awesome. And
yeah, because it's
I
like,
love.
you try to get rid of us in anger. Your anger makes us stronger, so we're just gonna wrap you up in a cocoon now.
And like Peter gets rid of it through love.
Yeah,
like that.
Because like the reason that the symbiote takes him on, memory lane is to remind him how much his life sucks and how much he needs the symbiote. But then the ghost of Uncle Ben in his head is like, nah, he doesn't need you. You're just an asshole.
And then the Venom episode where they recreate like the Spider-Man 1 Green Goblin parade fight, but with Venom.
Yeah.
I love that Venom has a mouth on his stomach. Like that
So
was real. That was so cool.
Like, I just love the scene where he fights, where he like confronts him for the first time, and he has him tied up in the backyard, and he goes, "From now on, we're poison to Peter Parker and Spider-Man. We're Venom."
I love his voice too. Like
the reason for the name.
Like it sounds like it. Like, first of all, you can tell that it's the voice actor, but it's also the symbiote talking.
Yeah, it's Ben Diskin doing like both voices, and they're layered on top of each other. And it's like so great.
That's how they should have done it for Eddie in the movies.
Honestly, yeah.
Both Spider-Man 3 and the new Venom movies. That's how they should have done it. But like that fight is so cool. Like that whole episode is awesome. And then the way it ends, where Peter's like, I can't beat Venom, so I'm gonna fucking cuck him. Essentially, right?
Yes. Like, he begs the symbiote to take him back. And Eddie goes, the symbiote's found a better partner in me now. And Peter goes, me? Not us? And then the symbiote just leaves him.
Just the writing is so fucking good. Like,
yeah, and it goes back to him, and the symbiote's like, ew, the emotions they all taste wrong. What the hell? And he tries to leave again, and Peter just wraps it up in a bag and dumps it in a construction site.
Yeah, I love that line where Peter like has all of his loved ones behind him, and he's like, "You're a disease; they're the cure." And
and like, God, so good. And fucking oh god, what else? I love how every time Peter fights Venom in this show, like, there's at least one time where Peter tries to do something to Venom and it barely does anything at all. And then Venom does like the exact same thing to Peter and it wrecks him.
Just the way they like showed the power difference between the both of them was so good.
Like Peter, like, he webs like a trash can behind Venom and like yanks it and pulls it into his back and he doesn't even flinch. And Venom does the same exact thing but with a car and it flattens him.
That's what I loved about the 90s cartoon too, is how it showed like the strength and the difference in strength between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I wish Spider-Man 3 did more, but it didn't really.
Yeah, because in Spider-Man 3 they felt like way too even for me.
Yeah. The whole thing they were just doing is like Venom's webs, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
so let's see what else. I love Mysterio in this show so much.
Yeah.
Like, he's so over the top. I love it.
It's like just it's the same reason why I love Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. It's just fucking hamming it up, and it works.
Yeah, that's what Mysterio is, and like, it's great because like in his first episode, like, he gets taken, but they just take a robot because Mysterio, and Tinker is like, you idiot! You could have made your robot look like anyone, and you made it look like you. And Quentin's like, what? And let anyone else take credit for the role of Mysterio? And Tinker's like, and then he just talks to Otto over his headset and is like, okay, Master Planner, do the thing.
It's so good.
And at least when I think of Otto, this is the best Doc Ock there's ever been.
For real. It's just so good. Like, I like I love the illusion sequence too, where Peter just puts on a blindfold and just uses spider sense. It's so good.
Yeah, like figure out what's fake and what's actually going to hurt me.
Yeah. The thing that hurts the most is the big reveal that Felicia's dad killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah, that I really like this change.
Which was really interesting because of like him and Felicia having like a budding romance and shit. And then she's like, "Here's my dad," and it's like, "Oh, it's the guy who shot Uncle Ben."
The guy
What?
that murdered my father figure.
This is the thing I love when they do different shit with Felicia and like her dynamic with Peter that makes it more real, because I feel like a lot of times in the comics they make it too like, you know, it feels way too carefree or playful, and it doesn't matter because she says a lot like, "Oh, it's not anything serious," which I mean is not true, and we know that, but like,
Yeah.
it's just the fact that she plays it off a lot. But when it gets real, like in a point where Peter is like actively distrustful of her, not in a way where it's like, "Oh, I don't know what she's gonna pull over me," but in a way that like genuinely hurts.
Yeah.
Like that is cool.
Yeah, or like I can't talk about it, but your dad murdered my uncle.
Yeah, like your dad essentially killed like the person who like not essentially, but like just is the person who raised me. It's like,
Yeah. And for like from that point on in the episode, Peter is like just so pissed off. And I think his
yeah,
name's Walter. Like he just feels like so awkward and so bad because like he knows
yeah,
he doesn't. I don't think he knows that that he doesn't know his name, but he knows like that guy I killed was important to Spider-Man, and
yeah.
that's not good.
Because I mean, he does remember Spider-Man arrested him,
Mhm.
which that's awesome too. It's like just the dynamic and like it's just like
So and I like that like her dad doesn't hate Spider-Man at all. He's not mad. He's just ashamed of himself.
yeah,
It's like
it's cool.
he didn't want to kill Uncle Ben. He just he did it because he's getting too old for this business.
Yeah, and then we don't see what happens after that
The show got canceled an episode or two later.
because like we don't get to see what the eventual fallout between Felicia and Peter, and which side Felicia will be on, or Peter revealing his identity to Felicia. No.
None of that. You get nothing. You get Osborn giving you the middle finger as the credits roll.
It is a perfect way to end it. It's just normally be like, and
I
boom.
got away with it.
He did. He essentially did. It was really sad.
It really was too. Jesus Christ, man.
I hate that they set up Cletus, Cassidy, and Sin Eater, and now we're never gonna see that.
Yeah, God, I was rewatching this show like a couple months ago, and I was floored when I heard someone say like Officer Carter, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? And it's like, oh, Gene DeWolf's partner is in the city. Oh,
I want to
oh,
imagine how they would have done this stuff, because they did say like as the show went on, it probably would have gotten more mature and like
yeah.
darker.
Like, how are they gonna handle straight up murder mystery?
Like they were gonna like they wanted to make like 5 straight to DVD movies too. I think like either 3 or 5, something like that, and they were gonna be PG-13.
Yeah, that's right. Because they were definitely gonna do like Death of Gwen.
Yeah, and then it was gonna end with Peter and MJ getting married, I think.
Yeah, that was like the end game.
And it sucks because like this was the equivalent to Batman the Animated Series, but for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. This is the definitive like Spider-Man cartoon.
And just got nipped in the bud because Disney bought them out, and Sony and Disney couldn't come to an agreement on it.
Nope.
Which now I want to ask because of that Disney Plus deal earlier this year.
Mhm.
Do you think there's a chance for it to return, especially because now Marvel's getting more into animation again?
No.
Really?
Here's the thing. If it does come back, it's not going to be the same because Spider-Man, just as a like franchise, has changed so much since
Yeah.
2008.
I mean, a
Like we
lot
got
has.
Miles now.
Yeah. Like we got Miles, we got Gwen, we got the whole damn Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
We got the MCU movies, we got the PS4 game.
yeah, like Spider-Man as like a thing has changed a lot since then. That even if it does come back, it's not going to be the same show.
Yeah. Now, what if they just did like one final season, like they did for Clone Wars?
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I would be cool with that.
because I feel like if it does come back, it's only gonna be for like one season.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, with Young Justice, that didn't seem to go too well. Because I heard season 3 wasn't good.
Yeah, there's two big reasons why. For one, Greg Weisman can't decide on a main character for that show.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 40 characters, and none of them have been developed.
Mm-hmm.
And like the other being, now we're on a streaming service, which means we can be adult. As every episode, one main character gets horribly maimed every time because she can just come back to life. Yeah, it's not great.
That's the thing I hate the most about the Disney streaming stuff. Not Disney. I mean DC streaming stuff. Is that they feel so compelled to be adult to differentiate from Marvel, and it's like Marvel did this and did it in a way that felt real and like wasn't over. Like Daredevil was TVMA, and it wasn't like I'm not being prudish about this at all whatsoever, because those shows had a lot of sex in them.
Oh yeah,
but I'm just saying,
but
like
the Young Justice season 3 straight up had like a girl get her half her face melted off in the second episode.
Yeah, like it's not bad to like make your show come back and have it be for an older audience. Like Harley's doing that, and that's doing well.
Yeah, and in fairness, Young Justice was aimed at like teenagers and young adults.
Yeah, but like when you go that far, you just risk alienating people who watched the show not for that shit. And I mean, like people, and like I know like some people will be like, well, Titans introduced itself as that. I'm like, yeah, and people didn't vibe with it because like unfortunately, like either fortunately or unfortunately, whatever you are, the main image of Titans in people's heads is from the 2003 show, and that's never really going to change.
No, never.
Except for like except for kids now who grew up with like Teen Titans Go or something.
Yeah, which is derivative of that version.
Yeah, so it's like
that's going to be the Teen Titans for kids forever.
So like when your first foot forward about adapting the Titans is something where everybody murders people and swears and
Hawk and Dove are here.
Yeah.
Which is Steve Ditko's worst idea he's ever had. Because it's just, I'm a pacifist, and I'm a fucking psycho that loves to beat people up all the time. That is our entire dynamic.
Well, they fit well in this universe.
Oh, yeah. And for some reason, the writers really like them because they're always the focus. Whenever it's not Robin.
I keep hearing that. It's like, were they even on the Titans in comics?
I think Dove was for like a week, and then they rebooted.
Like, because I remember people saying, like, why does this show focus so much on Hawk and Dove and not the actual Titans?
I just want fucking Beast Boy to talk about the time he ate a guy. for more than 2 minutes.
No, that's the thing. It's just like they're not going to talk about any of the shit about how they're ultra violent because the show is like, well, that's what adults want. That's what our audience wants. So we're just going to do ultra violent shit. Like, the thing about ultra violence is that if you do it, you got to do it in a way that makes sense for these characters in the story. Like for Daredevil, it works.
Yeah.
For Punisher, it works. For Jessica Jones, it works.
Yeah.
Like,
for Invincible, it works.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't work with Robin unless it's Jason Todd.
And now they're doing that whole thing, but it doesn't even really matter because they were all killing people already. Like,
yeah. So like, nothing is different.
And also when they totally missed the fucking point of Batman.
Yeah. Batman's just an asshole in this universe who like stalks children.
Yeah. And some people are like, well, that's the point. That's like Batman's already like, that's like, no, he's not.
He really isn't.
Like, he doesn't scout people. He doesn't scout children to recruit in his war on crime. Like,
no. And also, I don't like Ian Glenn as Bruce Wayne at all.
It's such a miscasting.
Mostly because, like, for every single line of dialogue, he is fighting his accent so hard. He is losing.
Like, I hear him, like, he just sounds like he's swallowing a Twinkie. And
he's swallowing everything right now to keep his accent buried, and he is losing.
It's so bizarre that for a Batman show, or for a show that loves to be all about Batman and Batman's characters, they don't get Batman.
No.
Because I thought the whole point of, like, the season 1 thing was that Dick didn't recall anything correctly about Bruce, and that Bruce actually isn't a hyper murder man, and he's actually a cool guy. But then season 3 is like, no, he is. He murders people. And
it's like, which is it?
He believes Jim Gordon dying of a heart attack was necessary for the war on crime.
Oh, I didn't know about that part. That's great.
Oh, yeah. He says that it was a sacrifice, and Barbara's like, no, he died of a heart attack because Mr. Freeze froze him. Like,
oh, thanks, Freeze. Do you care about Nora in this world? Probably not. Probably New 52 Freeze, who just looked at a random woman and said, "You're my wife."
Ugh.
Man, New 52 fucking destroyed Mr. Freeze so bad.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, something I hope, like, they definitely wouldn't go that route. Spectacular comes back for, like, a final hurrah or something.
Oh, God, no.
Disney wouldn't allow it.
No.
But, like, I do hope that we at least get, like, a final season, because even if you can't do all the plans you had before, it'd be nice to at least let it end properly.
Yeah, give it closure, because Norman winking at the camera and his blonde wig and mustache is not closure.
Like, do some of the ideas you want to do. Bring in Carnage for, like, the season premiere or something. Like,
that'd be fun.
Have Sin Eater go around. Like,
bring back Lizard finally.
Yeah, you can use Disney Plus's rating system, or use Disney Plus's, like, ability to actually let shows get a bit dark, to do the whole murder plot thing. Like,
and also not be restricted by network runtimes.
Yeah.
That's like the other advantage, is you could have the episodes run as long as you want.
You could have Norman kill Glenn maybe in, like, halfway through the season or something like that. And
bring in Hobgoblin.
Yeah, do that. Like, do that. They could do like, that could be the season long arc, and then have it just be revealed as Norman.
So let me get this straight. Your big plan, after dressing up as a colorful goblin to rule the criminal underworld, failed, was to dress up as another colorful goblin to rule the criminal underworld.
Yes.
I hate that worked.
I think it would be cool.
That would be cool.
Because it would be a callback to season 2, or the whole show even.
He rips off the mask and he still has the stupid mustache on.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, I have no idea who this is. And then he just like puts his finger over his mouth to hide the mustache. And he just goes,
God. But yeah, no, like they could very well just like maybe they won't kill Gwen because I get that nowadays maybe that would be in poor taste.
yeah.
So maybe Gwen just gets with Harry and Peter gets with MJ.
I don't want Gwen to be with Harry though in this world because at least because of the final episode.
Oh yeah, maybe she just rides off into the sunset.
He straight up guilt trips her into staying with him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I just watched that sequence earlier today where like they're standing at Norman's grave and Harry very clearly knows that like Peter and Gwen want to get together, but he's not going to let them, and is just guilt tripping Gwen into staying with him.
Yeah,
because like, in fairness, his whole fucking family just fell apart. Like he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
but also he's just being an asshole.
Have Gwen just ride off to the sunset and be best friends with Peter. Or something like that.
The best route, which is the one they're never going to do because they're cowards, is Gwen and Liz get together and just leave.
God.
Because Liz got fucked over in this show by Peter.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching as a kid just not really liking her at first. But now I look back and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad for this girl.
Like, she got the fucking short end of the stick every time with Peter's shenanigans.
Like, and like the thing was, like, it's even revealed in Gangland, like, she's not upset about like the Daily Bugle stuff and like why Peter can't be on dates all the time and all that. She just knows that he's not in love with her, he loves Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
And is tired of being the third wheel on her own date.
Yeah. Man, that shit was sad.
Yeah.
But like it was really, mature of them to do.
Oh, totally.
Like I love stories where it's just like it's very clear that one side of it is just not feeling it, and it's very clear even though they're trying.
Mm-hmm.
And they just let them go. Like,
yeah,
I just love stories about letting go in general. Like, it's why I really like the new Evangelion movie that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Shinji lets go of a certain character. And it's very, very, like, a very, very mature piece of writing, I think. Because it's like, to me, it's like making peace with that past and then just moving forward. Because you're like, yeah, like, just growing up in general.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is. And it was nice. The movie's a bit of a mess, to be honest. But like,
oh yeah, I've heard like all the movies are just kind of a mess.
Yeah, the first movie is just the first 5 episodes or 6 episodes all over again, but with like half of episode 4 cut out because it would ruin the pacing.
Yeah.
The second movie condenses episodes like 7 to 20 and
oops.
And kind of does some stuff, which is why people think the rebuilds are a sequel, because characters act a certain way that's not how they acted in the original.
Yeah,
maybe they're acting this way because they learned something from a past life.
Like from what I remember, the thing was like it starts out normal, but then there's like a couple little details here and there that are just off that branch out into now this is being a completely different thing.
Yeah, mainly it's Kaoru coming out of a coffin on the moon and then saying, "Oh, Shinji again, you never change, huh?" With a big blood splotch on the moon like an end of Evangelion.
Oh.
So that's the thing that really made people like, And also the Red Seas, which were also at the end of Evangelion.
Yeah.
But 3 is a mess, but I love it because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And in that, like,
All right, that's great. I love it when movies like don't know what's happening, so the characters have no idea how what's happening.
Yeah, like you're writing Shinji Shi because like he has no fucking clue what is going on, and nobody will explain anything to him. Like, and like also it's so weird because it's the most different from Eva, but in that it's also very similar to it in just tone and mind fuckery. And then the new movie, it's very long. It's a 2.5 hour animated movie. And the whole first act is like 45 minutes, and it's very like, but it's good. It's good. It's interesting. And then like the stuff that happens after that is a bit of a mess. But like I feel like that's the point. Like I'm not just saying that because like I believe Hideo Anno is like Snyder and everything he does is perfect. Like most people believe Zack Snyder to be. But it's in a way where it feels like it's very, very intentional, but also it's making peace with the past and moving forward. And that emotional point hits home, which is, I know that was an anecdote of Evangelion, but no, y'all should watch Evangelion. It's good. It's on Netflix, and the movies are on Amazon, and they've redubbed them like a third time.
God.
But the cool thing is that they did get the original cast back. Even like the actress for Rey, who didn't even get to come back for the Funimation dub of the movies or the Netflix dub. They got her back for the dub of all the movies, which was cool. Yeah. Which like she I know she's like a bit of a polarizing figure on Twitter, not because she said anything mean, but because like I don't know, she gets into spats with people sometimes. But
yeah.
It was cool that she got to come back because her voice is Ray is really good. But fun fact, she also voices what's her name? The reporter from Persona 5.
Oh,
Oya.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
The confidant nobody wants to do.
Yeah, I don't want to date the drunk reporter, please.
Please, no. Let's not do that.
And also, you don't even get anything good out of her.
Jesus, that's a very objectifying sentence.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but it's like when you say it like that, Jesus. But it's like the game is just you like developing relationships with people, and then after you feel like you've bonded enough, you're like, okay, bye.
Yep.
But yeah, like so, I like it when especially Spider-Man stuff does like a mature storytelling stuff of like, just let go. Like, can't hold on to stuff for too long because it's only gonna hurt more.
Yeah.
And nobody want like, especially the idea of like being nice to people or just like staying with somebody out of kindness rather than out of love.
Mm-hmm.
Not even out of kindness, because being kind would be breaking up, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like what the doctor said: always try to be nice, but never fail to be kind.
Yes.
That was a long anecdote. I'm very sorry, everybody. But yeah, were there any episodes you didn't like of Spectacular?
Let's see.
Craven,
yeah. I wasn't a fan of that one. I got what they were going for, and I like what they're going for. It's just that the design just didn't work.
the execution was not very thought out well.
No, like, I think it would have been better if, like, you keep him human, but, like, maybe, like, his hair gets crazier, he gets the cat eyes and the claws, and that's it.
Kind of like in the Spider-Man 3 game when you fight him and he drinks those potions that make him invincible and very frustrating to beat.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I feel like that would have given the same effect without, like, turning him into a furry.
But yeah, aside from Craven, I can't really think of anything. Show.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, No, like, I guess maybe the one where they're like, I guess the one with the enforcers, like when they get their upgrades,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just them robbing a bank, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's some interpersonal, Spider-Man, Peter Parker drama going on as well, but like, the main story is Shocker, Ox, and Ricochet are robbing a bank. It's kind of it.
Yeah, essentially.
But I mean, at the same time, it has one of the best scenes where the enforcers are in an elevator and Knox just starts humming the theme song of the show, and the other two just look at him. And he's like, well, it's catchy.
Oh, that's so good. Just it's sad that they haven't tried to replicate a Spider-Man TV theme. Not replicate, but try to make it one that's like as iconic as like the 60s, the 90s, and then Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Like all those are iconic. They could have done that with with Ultimate or the 2017, but no, we have to have just blank title cards
With
because
like 10-second stinger of music, and that's it.
I hate what the FCC has done to TV shows in the 2010s.
It
The
is destroyed the concept of theme songs.
like it just I don't care what anybody says. Like some people are like I know they do it because people want to see more of the show, or they do it so they can film more and have more stuff in the episodes and also more ads. But it's like intros are fun. They're cool. They're like I don't know. Just make more episodes.
I just want to listen to a theme song.
Like, ugh. I mean, not to be an anime fan or anything, but like, nope. A lot of the appeal of those shows is the intros and the themes. They're fun. Like, gives you a taste for what you're about to see, and wake up, get out there. Battle
Yes.
shit. Or if you played Royal, with your colors flying high.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is better?
I like Wake Up, Get Out There better, but Colors Flying High is also still just really good.
It's very. I think Colors Flying High fits the final arc better.
Yes.
But Wake Up, Get Out There. I like the lyrics in it. Because, like, yeah, fuck those boomers. And it feels very, like, the line, why does nobody want change? Really, really is timely.
Yeah.
I know Persona 5 fans are annoying, but, man, a lot of those topics in that game just hit too close to home.
Just a bit.
All they needed was an arc about somebody spreading a plague.
Don't worry, Insomniac's got them covered.
Oh god, that's right. Oh no. Fuck.
With a political candidate in office going, everything's fine, don't worry about it.
It was that liberal Spider-Man who released the poison. God. Fuck.
Can Insomniac stop predicting the future with Spider-Man?
I'm scared of what because the second game, the Miles game, predicted Elon Musk. Even though he was already around, but even more so of him doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And not creating anything, just signing patents. I'm scared of what next game is going to predict, and who at Insomniac is an Oracle. Whew. But God, I really do hope one day that Spectacular gets its last hurrah in the sun, because
it deserves it.
yeah, Although I would also want to see a new cartoon not set in the MCU, but and not with like a 3D art style, but in that art style of that person on Twitter. I forgot their name, but it's the one that looks like very 2000s grungy-esque, like with the very thick eye lines and stuff on Spider-Man's mask. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
I gotta find it and show it to you. Hold on.
I just need a Spider-Man cartoon with a budget.
Yeah.
Because this current one, it don't have that.
It really don't.
It also doesn't have good writers.
Yeah.
I don't mean like any offense to anyone who works on that show. I just really hate it.
Yeah. It ain't good. Plus, thankfully, I think it's canceled.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting. I think Marvel, like everything Marvel animation before What If, is dead.
Yeah. Although I do hope they just don't make every single animated series they do part of the MCU.
Same.
Because that would be a missed opportunity to really expand the multiverse.
And also just like let things stand on their own.
Yeah. God, why can't I find this person? I forgot what their ad is on Twitter. But basically, like, they have an art style for Spider-Man that looks very, very grungy and, like, very reminiscent of, like, early 2000s Spider-Man. And, like, they did several animation tests and stuff of him, like, fighting people. And it looks so good. I'll find it and show you at some point. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't do it now. Just because we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. But,
yeah.
It's our last episode. We can go long. So
yeah, we actually have a reason to now.
Yeah. Do you have any last thoughts on Spectacular?
Oh God, it's too many. Like, let's see. This is the best version of Gwen there's ever been. Like, just bar none. There's a reason that the Amazing Spider-Man 1 just took it.
Yep.
Let's see. Harry was great. Like, this is the best Flash. Like, I love that as the show goes on, he actually kind of starts to become Peter's friend.
Yeah. I love character development.
It's good shit. I miss it. Let's see. Randy's cool. Like, he's just a cool guy that like hangs out with Peter sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's usually with Flash, but he's like the one guy in Flash's entourage that's like, maybe don't pick on the 4-foot nothing kid.
Yeah.
And Jason, like, so good. You can't get Jason, you get that guy.
Yeah. You're kind of cutting out a little, like a tiny bit.
Sorry. Yeah, hang on. Is this better?
Yeah, you are becoming a robot for it now.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, honestly, it's a good fucking show. Go find it if you can.
If you have a VPN, go use it and put it on like UK and then refresh Netflix and then you'll have it.
Yep. That's what I did yesterday.
God, thank God for VPN. It's a lifesaver.
Yep.
Wish we could have done a VPN advertisement or something like that.
Right?
I don't know, but
there's our free advertisement. Go get NordVPN. Or which one do you use?
I use Express VPN.
Or get Express VPN.
They're good. They're very good. But yeah, this is the end. It's been a long 2.5-year journey. would have been. I mean, we're not going to go on forever about, whoop boo hoo, this is the end. But what were some of your favorite moments of recording?
Oh God, I, I'm very glad that I contribute to the Metal Gear Spider running gag
Yeah,
that we had for a while, where it's just Metal Gear is just Kojima making Spider-Man games without Spider-Man.
honestly, yeah. I love that just became a running fucking theme in just every one of our episodes. We had to talk about it.
Yeah.
Uh, I definitely loved like talking about the Morbius trailer because we were
Yeah.
both just having fun.
Yep.
And um that period during lockdown where we just watched all the movies.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I listened to those episodes on their own because I've gotten over my embarrassment about my own voice, and my jokes. So, like when I listen to them, I'm like, I know the movies pretty well, so like I can just picture them
Yeah, I can
alongside
just
it.
kind of play it in my head.
Yeah, but those are fun. Those are very like I still say like recording Spider-Man 1. I think the most fun ones of the commentary tracks we did was like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, um Homecoming, Into the Spider-Verse. Venom was a slog, so I
Oh
can't
God,
even.
yeah. Venom I'm never watching again.
Yeah, no, not at all. But and Far From Home, obviously, like those were like the main ones. Like all of them were fun, but those are like the main ones that
Yeah.
stick out to me because they were just very fun. And
Yeah.
like I March of the Clones was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, it was pretty. You got to give credit to James for that idea because that
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
I got to talk about the '90s cartoon a bit, so
yeah.
that made it all worth it.
The hype leading up to Miles Morales was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. Uh, all the stuff, all the crazy shit about Spider-Man 3 was fun too. Um, those early episodes, I know you weren't on for them, but you did watch them. So you were there from the start.
Yeah. In a way.
But yeah, those
I was in
like
the
those are
Twitch chat back when you guys did Twitch streams.
yeah, like it was fun doing it with Ian and James. And when Xavier came on, thank you Xavier for being on. Thank you Ian and James for being on. Like it was good. It was good stuff. Um, being on Twitch was weird just because I was very nervous talking. I remember like one episode with Xavier, I kept trying to be funny, but it just wasn't working. like
Yeah.
like he asked me if I was okay, and I'm like, no. But no, I don't think I was being mean or anything. I hope not. If I was, then I'm sorry. but I don't know social cues. Okay, like I really don't. So
No, don't worry, I'm with you.
I that it's one of the many fun things about being autistic is that you just are completely disconnected from social cues. Wasn't as bad as this one guy I met yesterday though on the bus to school who was just trying
Oh
way too
God.
hard to be funny.
Yeah,
And
I remember reading the thing. Yeah.
yeah, like he made some joke about how a garbage truck was our bus, and I'm like, ah, ha, ha. Then he tried to embarrass me in front of other people by saying I didn't get the joke, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? Like we don't know you. Like,
Yeah.
just I don't know. He was a weirdo.
Yeah.
I try not to be mean, but he's generally like one of those people who's just like you can tell they peaked in high school and they've been trying to chase that high ever since.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah. Wait, is something going on?
Hmm?
Oh, I just heard some like noises.
Oh no, that was That was my headphones. I was putting them back in
Oh,
properly.
you're good. You're good.
They died while we were recording, so.
Oh no.
But I'm good.
All right, cool. But yeah, no, it was been a fun ride. I remember when you first came on, it was very fun because like I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because like James was supposed to be on with me.
Yeah, it was
like,
supposed to be a much smoother transition to me being the new co-host. And we
because
just
like
got thrown in.
Yeah,
Because
like
you got tied up. He was busy at the time, which is totally fine. Like, it worked out.
Yeah, like that episode like was just a bit awkward, mostly on my part, but like I think we clicked instantly.
We were still kind of trying to figure out our dynamic, but we got used to each other pretty quick.
Like the next episode was the one about the deal being reinstated. That was almost 2 years ago now.
Oh my god.
God damn.
That doesn't seem real.
It really doesn't. Really doesn't. I don't know why. Time is weird, but yeah, no, like it's been a fun ride, and we thank you all for the support. I know, like,
thank you for listening to our annoying voices.
Yeah, like we were told like at some point, like it was either last year, but we got 1,000 downloads on Spotify. I don't know if it was just Spotify or if it was like both. If it was like all platforms, but like that was awesome. Like, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like there are probably some rough patches. I mean, not with between anybody, but just maybe some rough patches or awkward moments. But thank you guys because it means a lot. Because this is my baby that became Brian's baby too. We raised this baby like the good dads we are. Now you gotta let it out into the world and something with great power, great responsibility. I just love the silence there on your part.
Yes, I blinked for a second there. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. It was just like
what do I add to this?
I don't know, but like again, thank you guys for supporting us. I wish we could have been like more consistent with the uploads because we did record some episodes that unfortunately may not see the light of day just because of time and how things turned out.
Yeah,
but
it's whatever. These things happen all the time.
Recorded an episode that I forgot to download, so
I remember you sending me that DM, and I just let out a big sigh.
I'm still so sorry for that. Like
No, it's fine, dude. Don't worry about it.
Like I'm even bad now about downloading my own Twitch VODs because I just forget. And I don't know why I put shit off where I just do something as simple as click a button and download the thing to my laptop. But
that's why I got my thing set up to like record my streams as I do them, so they're on my computer like forever.
I need to get a gaming PC at some point.
I need to hook mine back up at some point.
Hopefully we will both get back into streaming soon. Because the reason I haven't, like, I've been very off and on because I've been busy, but also recently my Twitch suspended. So, because some music corporation thought, hey, this guy posted a video from over a year ago with just some copyrighted music in the background. Let's strike him. And then try to blame it on Twitter's policies about not licensing music anyway. It's whatever. But again, thank y'all so much. And Brian, thank you for being on this journey with me and dealing with my antics. Because certainly wasn't easy. I know it must not have been.
Oh no, I had a great time. Like, this has been such a great experience for this is just so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say. I love talking nerd shit with you.
Yeah, me too. You know, well, we're busy for now, but
Yeah.
we also, since we're also leaving OCGs, you know, like, thank y'all for letting us do this show.
Yep.
It's been
Thank you,
3
James,
years
for giving me
Yeah.
this opportunity to be on the show at all and be on the site and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude.
What he said, because it's been almost 3 years for me now, and it's the big goodbye. But you know, you'll still find us on Twitter. I'll just say my new Twitter now. My new Twitter @_ the smart Alec 1. That's number 1, not 1 spelled out. But yeah, my ABI is Venom. So but yeah. So let's wrap this thing up and head on out.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm Alec. I've been one of your hosts. You can follow me at _ the smart Alec 1 on Twitter.
And I'm Brian. I was your other host. You can follow me at Redo Reviews or BMDRLR on Twitter.
And if you want to follow the Twitter to see the past tweets and stuff, you can go to @LOTE _podcast. If you want to go to On Comics Ground on Twitter, you can go to @On Comics Ground. And if you go to the site, you can see daily reviews, news, editorials, and all that jazz. So thank you guys so much for tuning in since 2019. And catch y'all on the next web. So wait, hold on. I gotta in Alec fashion, I gotta type out the command for Craig to leave because I forgot.
Oh yeah.
All right. Ruined the entire
goodbye.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make it dramatic. I just thought, hey, it's like storytelling. I like drama sometimes. It's fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being with us this whole time, and hope you enjoyed these episodes and this show. So see y'all. Bye.
Goodbye.